Oh, we need
Alright, setting up a
chat
stream.
tokens in the center of the map.
Alright, can you guys hop onto YouTube and Twitch, see if the streams are going up?
There we go. Got our character pieces in there.
Cool. It is up by the looks of it.
Both of them?
I'm on YouTube. I don't have Twitch on my.
Twitch isn't up just yet. There we go.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Looks up.
Yep, you're up.
Alright.
Cool. What's your frame rate?
Frame rate's 193. Okay, so
Yeah.
Lance has the best internet. So sorry about that, guys. Whatever was causing my end to screw up, could be internet, but even on single player, no server up, I only get between 50 and 60 frames a second. Here on Lance's, I'm getting 186 to 200. And that's while streaming. If not streaming, I'm like 225 to 250. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
On YouTube, all I'm seeing is the map.
Woo!
So I'm guessing you put like the waiting picture just on the map.
Yeah. All right, let's switch over now.
There's a bit of delay, so I imagine it's gonna change in a second.
Either way, so while that's changing, I'm gonna go ahead and go over what happened last time, if I remember, because of all the shenanigans. Okay, so last time, I believe they were in Doc's little area, and yeah, they were in Doc's area. They even ended in Doc's area, and I'm gonna set the weight low. They rebooted Leo eventually, with the help of Ileana. They learned a little bit about what happened, how Leo and the Doc got there, and during this conversation, they decided to finally remove Leo's restraining bolt. Ileana managed to convince Overkill, or Desric, not Over. Damn you all. Alright, after that.
Not our fault.
Yeah, pretty sure that's not our fault.
Yeah, that's y'all's fault.
Okay.
After which, Leo had something to show them. He wouldn't tell them what it was because he felt it was much better to be showed. And around over here in the Slave Masters area, they found an old HK-50 unit. It was rusted, couldn't move, seemed to have memory problems, and believed, at least to what they suggest, to what they believe, to be a protocol droid instead of an assassin droid. Whether or not that's true, they don't know. But they're not taking the chance. They had a conversation outside, leaving Ileana and the HK inside, and they were talking about selling it, repairing it, something. But in the end, they decided to take it back to Doc's place. Doc was asleep, so they didn't get to tell him. Ileana, however, left a sticky note on the damn droid, saying, "Don't touch, call me."
And we took the power core out of the droid.
Oh yeah, they took the power cord out of the droid. Now they're trying to figure out what to do with the Wookiees. And they not unanimously, but they decided on free the Wookiees. After capturing the one that escaped. Sound about right, guys?
Yeah,
Yep.
we were going to pull up Ocean's 11 it and get an inside man, and, we were planning the big heist. Or, in this case, the big Wookiee escape.
Depending on how things go. Okay, seeing how as we had this crazed start, it is, by my time, 7 o'clock. That normally marks the midpoint, the whole break time. We would only have 2 hours left. How long can you guys play?
As long as you like.
Lance, I've got nowhere to be, so I can do the full 4.
Jonas can do the full 4. Overkill.
Yeah, I'll be fine with that.
4 pushes me to midnight, and I'm already running off not a lot of sleep. So I'd like to not go the full 4, but I can probably stretch to 3.
3. So
Cool.
that would be 10 o'clock here. Everybody sound good for 3 more hours?
Perfect.
Yep, I'm good with it.
Alrighty. So everyone remember the exact conversations y'all were having last time?
Vaguely.
Yeah, even I remember it vaguely, and that's only because we had to deal with so much. But yeah, the board isn't set up the way we want. Oh, speaking of which, this is what Lance found. These nice little glow-in-the-dark little not dice, but Destiny point tokens.
Made them, actually.
Oh, you made them?
I made them, yep.
Oh,
Sweet.
handyman Lance.
Yeah. So, today's Force Pull is brought to you by the amazing Lance. And they had me roll for Force tokens, so I only wrote a single dark. We kind of decided might as well let the GM roll because the GM is classified as a player. But before we begin, there is another hidden dastardly roll that needs to be done.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
I don't like that roll.
I should demote him.
We have this power now. Better be careful how we use it, though.
This is the obligation roll, right?
Yes.
Interesting.
Oh, and these dice, while cool as they are, don't tell me exactly what was rolled. Either way, I gotta find my little booklet.
Oh, that reminds me.
Everybody, find your booklets. And this ain't it. There it is, I moved it. Right beside me! Seriously? Wow. Alright, everybody
happened?
at the table?
Yep.
Mostly.
Only one I didn't hear was tough.
Yeah.
Okay, you must have been just really quiet. Everyone, take 1 permanent strain.
Great.
And fuck them out. So, okay. Good job. Let's go.
Desric,
That's
Oh, great.
you only take 1 strain. Lance, you take 2.
Oh boy, okay.
Okay, Lance, this is the second time your obligation has popped up. So, what that basically means is even though I didn't roll doubles, this is twice now. You've not been able to do anything, really, about your daughter. As you are making some headway. Because you've made it further along from New Talon. When was the last... You were in New Talon last time when you rolled your obligation, correct?
Yes, that's... right?
You were either in New Talon or this was during that journey. I think it was... Yeah, it was during the journey to to Sunken Tower.
Right. It was like, yeah, she rolled that while we were sleeping, so she basically had nothing but nightmares about her.
Yeah, and you didn't get much time because you were either fighting, sleeping, or being jabbed by Doc.
Yeah.
Well, now that the sedatives are completely out, the adrenaline from seeing some exciting droid parts and getting it all the way down here, it's finally flushed out of you. It hits again. You really haven't made a hell of a lot of leeway towards figuring out where your daughter's at, and you do know someone's at least trying to help, even though they're getting something in return, and probably nefarious as well. But you haven't even made any headway to that. You just know that it's somewhere south, and one of your allies suggests the Lost Village, at least. So this is definitely on your mind. And again, second time you need to push a little bit more on that, because it's definitely heavy.
Yeah. You enjoyed that reveal entirely too much.
Yeah. Okay. So, last I remember, you guys are actually pulling a GTA 5 and writing shit down and strings going everywhere. The heist thing.
Yep.
Take it away.
If I remember rightly, Leo had asked Ileana that to help him make some weapons for the Wookiees. So we'll need to get some scrap metal at some point. Figure we'd make some spears and stuff for them.
Make weapons. Oh god.
I thought we were gonna make blasters and stuff, but yeah.
Well, I mean, we could, but where are we going to find blaster parts in this neck of the woods?
Yeah, there's that too.
And we hadn't really worked out the timing. We agreed that Leo was going to go back under working for the what was the guy's name? I wrote his name down. The slave owner, the Wookiee slave owner, and kind of be the inside guy.
But
we were
Kieran
also gonna
is what y'all know him as.
But we also were looking to potentially set out to the Lost Village and try and talk the other Wookiee into joining our effort to freeing the slaves.
I believe so, yeah.
And Leo can speak Shirawook, so it might be a good idea for us to go there first before he infiltrates the factory. Factory, slave pit, etc.
So I have a kind of RP/game question. Can the party make like a xenology or a lore check to have Leo teach us like some basic Shiriwook so that we can like at least understand what some of the Wookiees are saying as we're trying to free them, so that we don't like inadvertently get them turned on us?
No, they all understand basic, but whether or not you could do that, I am not 100% sure. How?
Because I know as humans we can't speak Shiriwook without taking like extreme damage, but we could at least learn to understand some basic words.
Jonas, how is Shiriwook taught in the series?
Well, when it comes to Edge of the Empire, the rule is everybody can speak any language unless it's part of the narrative. So if you want these humans not to be able to speak Shirawook, then by all means.
Well, we learned early on, or we kind of set up early on in this series that each of our players only knew certain languages. Like, so we set a restriction on ourselves as players early in the series. So I'm trying to keep within that RP, not necessarily like big rulebook wise.
If Ileana only had like a general understanding of Trandoshan, and Desric doesn't, maybe Desric understands a little bit of Shiriwook enough to communicate.
I would say if y'all want to learn, y'all can learn basic phrases and understandings, but most of it is going to be pretty off. But it'll be based on his role and your discipline role. And I would say xenology.
Yeah, I was thinking xenology. I wasn't necessarily thinking. But yeah, I think I want to make. I don't know if anybody else wants to make it, but just like, there's a possibility that things, could happen to the droid, and it would be.
It's also night, and depending on how much y'all want to do, depends on how much time you can take up. I mean, if y'all want to do anything,
what
at
time
night,
of day were we at?
It was midnight when y'all left, or when we ended last one.
Yeah, that's right, because Doc was sleeping, so we couldn't tell him what was going on.
Mhm.
So if y'all don't want to
Okay.
do anything outside in the middle of the night when y'all can't see, you're more than welcome to
Alright.
do something in here.
Okay, Leo is absolutely fine with teaching people how to speak Sherlock, or at least understand some key phrases.
All right, so I'm
Um,
gonna make a xenology roll.
No. You'll make a discipline roll. Leo does the xenology roll.
Yes,
Oh,
there's a reason
interesting.
why I was suggesting that.
Okay. Well, it's the same roll either way. Interesting. I would have preferred the inverse, but that works. One success to
re-roll
full
Really?
advantage.
It's still sticking on its side?
Do you want me to re-roll it?
Yeah, spread them out a bit more.
Oh, do you mean the entire roll, or
Oh, that's a lot of success.
Yeah, if you want to leave that, I'm fine with it.
Yep.
All right,
Look,
what
I'll take that.
enough.
what was your success?
I didn't have as much success. I just had a lot of advantage.
His counts as a failure towards you, by the way.
What?
Yes.
I thought we were working together. How is this working as opposed?
So basically,
It's
Desert
because you're
has
trying to
advantage
learn
against us
something
then.
you don't know, and while he's teaching you, it's still based
Then he
on.
should be like boosting me. Like he should be assisting me because he is teaching me.
Oh yeah, by all means, take 2 boosts, but this is a difficult language, so he sets the difficulty.
Excuse me?
All right, well I'll re-roll. Not that it's going to make much difference with four success on his.
Yeah,
Because
Leo's
he didn't roll
probably-
any advantages, I'll even count the advantages as a form of success, though a light success.
Well, that was better, but still not enough.
Also, unless, even though you would fail, depending on how you fail, it depends on how much less you learn, I should say. But because you just slightly lost, you're gonna get a good few phrases. The advantages means, you are able to think a little bit more clearly in Shiriwook, but you know some basic words like go there, come here. Full sentences you can't do, but you can do some like basic stuff. So we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
I'm just imagining Leo pacing up and down in front of Desric. Just
Like a
rolling.
lecture, like
Yeah.
this lecturer's teacher or a tutor.
And I got the invisible board syndrome on Leo.
Yep. Me too.
Yeah, that's weird. Like I can see it. I can actually see all the boards. So
Your host.
I don't know what the hell's causing it. Yeah. Curious.
Leo's board's still there for me, so.
All right. So
It's physically there, so that's all that matters.
does anyone else want to learn from Leo?
I think Eliana is going to be too distracted to be able to focus on any of that. So
Roger. Rose.
not even gonna worry about rolling.
I was tossing it up, and probably Rose doesn't really care. She just wants the bounty, and she can do whatever the fuck is needed afterwards. She just wants the money.
Yeah,
All right.
Desric is thinking about how many different ways these Wookiees can kill him and how he wants to make sure he can talk to them so that he doesn't get killed.
Yeah, one of the phrases you learned real quick was "Don't kill, I'm friendly."
Yes. Friends, peace.
I am not a slaver. There you go.
I am a
Oh,
slaver.
no.
I'm friendly. Don't kill.
That's one of those things that like Desric doesn't realize he learned that. That was just something that Leo slipped in there just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, what you think is "Don't kill, I'm friendly" is actually "I'm a slaver, but I'm friendly." I'm the friendly slaver.
Oh gosh, this is gonna go wonderfully.
Once he's done teaching Desric, Leo is going to go powered down for a little while because I think he's been active for the entire time.
You were deactivated for a long time.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah, but he didn't recover strain because it was a forceful shutdown.
Oh yeah, he gained strain.
So he needs to like willfully power down.
Yeah.
Well, either
and
way, it
recover a little.
does end up taking 4 hours for Desert to learn what he knows.
Okay. Well, I
Okay,
think
time for a little power nap then.
while he's been doing that, Eliana's been working on whatever she can put together for spears and improvised weapons for the Wookiees. And apparently that has had her entire focus. Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's thinking of what she could do with that spear, really.
Pretty much, yep.
All right. What's Rose been
Maybe
doing
I
the whole
should
time?
learn to speak mechanic next.
While I was gonna say Aro, but that's a different droid. While Leo's teaching like Desric, it's midnight, so I'm probably sleeping, to be honest.
Well, remember, you guys slept for like 11 hours, 11 to 12 hours, waiting on Ileana.
Bugger. I don't know. She's probably out having a wander,
Just wandering the
looking over
streets.
yeah. And then comes back and maybe like sharpens her sword or whatever, and comes
Alrighty. You do get a... Since you're going to wander, I'm going to let you have a knowledge of the area.
Lovely.
Okay, so 4 hours later, Desric learns a bit of Shiri Walk. Leo says he needs to power down for a bit. How long y'all gonna stay in this power down state?
Till sunrise.
Till sunrise. Being about 2 hours, the sun starts peeking over, but because of all the, the vegetation that grew back plus the ruins, it'll probably be another 4 hours before you can actually see correctly. So, what is Desric and Rose doing within that 4 hours?
I know. I probably get a bit tired and I like take a 2-hour nap or whatever, and then
Alright,
I'm
at
up
this point, I'd allow that.
Yeah, I think
to try and like get
a
my
short-
time.
short 2 or 4 hour power nap as we plan for the next phase of the mission.
Alright, as y'all
So, you know,
start to slumber off, you just can't help but hear the sounds of grinding metal and scraping metal as Ileana is both binding and sharpening these makeshift weapons.
And banging and banging. That's loud.
All right. Well, I hear Rose hears this, and like, oh, how I sometimes miss the days. And I go up and see what Ileana is doing.
Oh yeah, before we continue, I forgot. The yellow outline represents the wall that's around the city. The brown little line here represents the road that y'all took from the Forager's Haven to Sunken Tower. And that's the actual road. As you find roads and stuff like that, I'll put them on the map.
Cool. Good deal.
Given that me and Desric tried to rest, as well as Rose, can we attempt a discipline or call check to recover strain if we have it?
I was actually going to say
so.
you guys can recover about 3/4 of your strain for this.
Yeah, Desert
I
didn't
have
have
rolls.
any from last episode because he had most of it.
So Leo,
So I just have my
you just
permanent
have one strain.
I went from 4 to 4 down to 1, yeah.
Okay, so that's a good strain drop. Rose was apparently talking to Ileana, but I kind of interrupted her, so that's all I had to mention. So take it away, Toughman.
I wasn't gonna say much. I was just gonna go to Ileana and see what she's doing.
Gotcha. Well, in that respect, yeah, you find her working on weapons, working on whatever she can to keep her hands busy. So yeah, she does not look like she slept at all.
All right. I'm not paying much attention. I'm paying attention to what like you're actually doing. So I can see you're making like guns.
Probably more like melee weapons, clubs, spikes, spears, stuff like that.
All right, cool. I see. Have you like finished like a couple of weapons or?
Maybe. I don't
Alright,
know. What do
well,
you say? What do you think, Zeke?
Yeah, you've been going at it for 4 hours. So you're making simple stuff. So yeah, you finished a few spears. I'll just say you also made a few clubs. You've like took a pipe and then stuck like a larger pipe, or maybe even attached a giant rock stone to it, or a piece of rubble. So yeah, you've been making multiple types of weapons, but a lot of it's done. What's taking your time right now is if you're making anything sharp, because you got to grind it down and then sharpen and smooth the edge.
Okay, then yeah, I'd say at the moment she's probably in the midst of working on some sort of spear.
cool. I look over what you're doing. I go over to like the small pile that you've already finished, and I take like, excuse me, like a weapon or two, and like just have like a swing, like a practice swing, as I'm trained in melee. So I just see what they feel like, and yeah, what damage they could do.
Gotcha.
But not actually, killing people. Yeah.
I think that'll happen later, hopefully. Assuming she's done a good job. Did you want me to make a roll on that, Zeke?
I was thinking about it, but I don't know. Mechanics would seem the most logical.
It is mechanics.
Yeah, because it is improvised weapons, but as simple as it was, I wasn't quite sure if that was a warfare check or not. Or survival.
Well,
It could be argued
warfare
in
is
three.
a knowledge check.
Huh? Yeah.
Warfare is a knowledge check, so it wouldn't require.
Yeah, that's true. So mechanics or survival, I could see as an argument for both of those, but we'll go for mechanics since that's what she's good in. Seeing how is there technically simple basic stuff you would craft for your survival and whatnot. I just see it floating. Oh shit!
Nice. 3 success, 2 advantage, and a triumph.
So, well, technically 4 success because the triumph is a success. So 4 success, 2 advantage, and a triumph. Okay. So the spears do 7 damage with a 2 soaked pierce.
Wow.
The clubs, they don't have any pierce, but they can bludgeon for like 8 damage. Wait, hold on, I forgot. Melee weapons take the brawn into effect. Fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
Like I say the spears...
And these are Wookiees we're giving them to.
Yeah, so
the bugs are
I'm
gonna
gonna rewind that because I forgot. I gotta take brawn into the fact, and these Wookiees will probably have quite a bit of it. As improvised weapons, considering most Vyro swords can't even do that much damage. Yeah, I'm thinking the spears will be a +1 damage, but with the 2 pierce, the clubs will be a +2 damage. They even have a chance to stun. And that's about the ranges, so they've definitely got some nice effects.
Sweet.
Damn.
So apparently she's been doing a good job of putting things together, and I guess they're relatively well balanced.
Yeah, and Rose, as you pick one up, you're thinking, Well, it's improvised, so it can't be doing much, particularly to a vibro. But as you pick it up, you realize the weights on it is quite well distributed, and as you play around with the tip of it, you tell that the tip is quite solid and sharp, and you know for a fact this is going to pierce even some thick armor.
Yeah. She like holds onto it like surprised at Eliana's work. And, you know, have a swing or two and with the spears start like poking them shit. And yeah. She puts it down and marvels at Eliana's work.
Well, from Ilia's point of view, she's so buried in her work, it's entirely possible she hasn't noticed you're there yet.
I put down the weapon and I have a look at the other ones and I pick up a club. And I just say, you make some fine work, my dear.
It kind of starts, and the work the spear she was working to sharpen, she kind of jumps a sec, looks over her shoulder. And, thank you. Now she'll turn the grinder off. What time is it?
Morning.
All right. Does that mean we're getting ready to go?
I believe so.
All right, then let's get this done.
And yeah, she nods and she goes and gets ready.
So yeah, she'd probably be pretty satisfied with the tip on that spear right now. So yeah, she'll hold on to that, and I guess follow Rose.
Alright, where are y'all going?
Oh god, don't follow me. Probably back to where's Desric now? Desric's probably in the med area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Desric is down for a quick power nap, and the droid is powered down, recharging.
Yeah, they're all in the little main area.
All right. Since Rose doesn't care for many people except for her crew that saved her. She's just gonna like take as many as she can handle the weapon wise and like bring him into the med, like into where Desric is, and probably stand him off into a corner or something out of the way.
So
taking
I'm
him
going to
out of
assume
the
that's going to
closet
make
with the
quite a
droid.
bit of noise.
Oh yeah, probably I'm gonna make a lot of clatter.
Oh, you
And
are
so
going
is
to
Eliana.
So I guess Desric's going to kind of be woken up to the sound of all these improvised weapons kind of banging around. Oh, wow. I see Eliana was busy. Probably best we don't have those laying around in plain sight. You want to put those maybe in the back room, Rose?
Rose looks at you, rolls her eyes, and then takes the weapons out back.
Oh, I was kind of thinking towards like the closet where the droid was or something. Just like out of sight. Like you just brought them in from outside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just suggesting hide them somewhere. You don't have to take them back where they came from. I just hide them somewhere.
You know what? Yes, do the closet, because that's going to be even better.
All right. Yeah, I just put them in the closet then.
Plus an HK droid, plus the note.
Shh. Pay no attention to the droid behind the curtain. He's of no importance.
This is not the droid you're looking for.
And with that said, Leo is kind of powering back on.
Hey, welcome back, Leo. So it seems our friend here has been very busy making weapons. Nice work, Ileana. So what do we want to tackle first? We want to stage the improvised weapons. We want to go try and meet our Wookiee friend out in Lost Village. Desert's going to kind of take a sideways glance over to see if Rose has returned.
Yeah, I like returned in first with all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant from hiding the weapons.
Oh yeah, probably have by now.
If we stage the weapons now, there's more time for them to be discovered. I say we go talk to our Wookiee friend and see if she's willing to be a friend to this effort.
I agree. In case she's not so, enthused about the whole idea of going back into slavery, are we prepared to take on a Wookiee?
I don't know, but I'm not really worried about whether we are or not.
Okay, well, I'm a little worried. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the Wookiees, but they're really big and strong, and I'm not exactly a fighter. And Desert's gonna kind of look over to Leo. And Leo, with your restraining bolt off, you don't happen to have any, like combat protocols, do you?
Pulls out like a lightsaber or something.
Unfortunately, not.
Wrong
Though I
series.
usually prefer to let my whatever slicing gear would be called legitimately do the talking.
Okay, great. So our backup plan, if the Wookiee goes angry, is to slice it. Good job. Okay, Rose. So if this goes sideways, I guess it's all on you.
She just shakes her head and she's like, "Oh, all right, sure. How lovely. Let's negotiate our way then."
Yeah. Let's leave the negotiating to me, preferably without the sword. He points to the sword at Rose's side.
We'll try to talk to her first. If she has any kind of connection with the Wookiees here, hopefully she'll be willing to help.
Okay, so did we want to, maybe warn Doc about, our plan before we go, or he's sleeping. Maybe we should just, let him rest.
Yes. Surprise the Euphorian with not only an assassin droid, but also a Wookiee.
Well, but at least if the Wookiee's his friend,
I think
you
we should
know,
bring him up to speed first.
that was kind of my thought. Oh, Ileana, didn't you volunteer to tell the Doc about your new assassin droid pet? Yeah, I think you did. Why don't you go have a talk with Pith?
Yes, I did, and I will. And she starts walking off toward his room. And yeah,
Whilst Miss Ileana is tending to that, I have had an idea to get the weapons into the hands of the Wookiee.
Okay, what's your idea, Leo?
Given this sunken tower is primarily for salvaging, perhaps we should find a salvage trolley of some kind to take, so we can walk the weapons in right through the front door.
Well, we do need to contact. Oh, crap, what's his name?
Kieran, though I do want to talk with the Wookiee first. She might have some information that is of importance to me.
Right. So maybe after we see about getting the other Wookiee back, we'll go have a talk with Kieran and volunteer your services, bring his Wookiee back, see if we can get paid before, we rob him blind.
Indeed. I would also need to check in on the non-Wookiees in the camp, assuming that we're still intent on freeing all of the aliens.
Would probably be less suspicious if it was a mass outbreak instead of, just the Wookiees you were working with. Plus, I think Ileana would be upset if we didn't attempt to free everyone. But definitely free the Wookiees first. It would help to have some extra muscle.
Indeed. I do have one thought. The Trandoshans that you ran into in New Talon.
What, the junk dealer?
The one that we almost took the speeder truck from.
Yeah, he said he would deal with us in the future. Said I did him a favor.
Yes, but the Wookiee slaves were taken by Trandoshans. I'm wondering whether there is a connection there.
I'm not sure it's a connection worth pulling on. I think I'd be more concerned, what are we going to do with, 8 Wookiees? 8 freed Wookiees? Where are they going to go? What are they going to eat? I mean, I imagine a Wookiee can eat a lot, right?
Where'd you get the number from?
I thought we gave a number last episode. I don't remember.
Yeah, we did. There were 6 Wookiees in encampment and 1 escaped.
Oh, well, I was only off by 1.
True, but still.
Leo is looking
We'll
a
dress
little
Leo
nervous.
up in furs, and he can be the 8th Wookiee.
I have an idea about that, but I'll need access to a computer. A network computer to the HoloNet.
Okay. I'm sure Doc's probably got one somewhere in this med station.
If my search is fruitful, I wouldn't advise me searching from this location.
Oh, it's going to be one of those kind of searches.
Indeed.
Well, is there any... Well, I guess what kind of trouble are we expecting with your search? The Imperial kind or the Hutt kind? Because I'm not a big fan of the Imperial kind. Although, come to think of it, I'm not a big fan of the Hutt kind.
I'm afraid I have no answer that you would be pleased with, Desric.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, this is gonna. You know what? Maybe I don't want to know. Just don't do it when I'm around. How's that?
Though, correct me if I'm mistaken, but do containers usually have terminals that I can access? You would be the expert here, right, Desric?
Do what?
Do containers have terminals that I can access?
Yeah, usually you got your basic, entertainment stations, but I mean, not all of them will be connected to the HoloNet.
We will have to check.
Okay.
And
Don't get me thrown out of a bar.
What was that, sorry?
Just don't get me thrown out of the bar. There's only so many places to drink in this backwater town.
Well, assuming that I'm not discovered, that won't be an issue.
Cool. Okay. What's taking Ileana so long? She just went to speak to Pith, right? Cut to.
How convenient. So yeah, Eliana will check to see if Pete is awake.
As you get to the room, you realize he is still asleep. It's a decent ways from where y'all were, so a lot of the noise would not have made it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, yeah. Last night she was content to let him rest. In this particular case, with everything else that's weighing down on her, I think it's safe to say she's not entirely as patient as she could be. So she's going to knock on the door.
No response.
He's dead.
Pete, wake up, please.
He'd probably better use the terminal to the side.
Okay, yeah, she'll hit the intercom and
You hear
Try
a
to, like-
slight stir come through. And, yes.
I'm sorry to wake you, but I need to talk to you.
Give me a few minutes. I'll be out.
Thank you.
And a few minutes later, the door opens. There is Pith, not in full doctor uniform, kind of like he threw on some stuff. He's standing kind of at the door. You can tell his eyes are just cracking open and they are barely able to see. But he realizes it's you. He's like, Miss Ileana, yeah, did your bandages need changing?
No, my bandages are fine, thank you. Some things have happened while you were sleeping. I'd like to bring you up to speed as to what's going on. So that
Do I have more medical patients?
No, nothing like that.
Oh.
Can we sit down for a moment?
Best not in my room. Let's go down the hall a bit. There's another room there we could use. And he leads you down through the hallway to a door. Opens it up, and it's definitely a little exam room, but it's set up to what you think would be a small classroom.
Gotcha. All right. So yeah, she'll go in and have a seat. And
All right, he sits down right opposite of you. Well, he pulls up a chair, and he's close, but he sits down.
all right. So here's the thing. Our friend Leo discovered a droid, and I'm in the process of fixing it up.
Oh,
We needed a place to store it for the time being.
did the parts from what was left over from the other droids help at all?
A little. One of the power supplies help, but there's a lot more work that needs to be done. But the problem is, not entirely sure what kind of droid he is. According to Leo, it may be an assassin droid. According to its programming, it believes itself to be a protocol droid.
Protocol droid, that would be handy. It'd be bad if it was an assassin droid. If
Yeah,
it's... how long are you gonna...
It's a
Wait,
couple
wait,
thousand-
wait, wait. Did you say assassin droid?
Based on the model, it sounds as though it could be. That being said, it's a couple thousand years out of date.
His eyes start opening, then narrowing, then opening. You can tell he's still asleep, but at that point, he's beginning to wake up. Okay, I hold on. He leaves the room, comes back with a big mug of something, and just starts downing it, kind of bouncing on his feet as he does. He comes up, okay. Run that by me. What type of droid was it?
Okay, based on its programming, it believes itself to be a protocol droid. But according to Leo's information, that particular series that it identifies itself as is an assassin droid line.
And
Now, I don't know
where
much-
is it?
Right now, it's shut down, for the record. And it can't be turned on right now because I've got the only compatible energy source at the moment. We wanted it to stay somewhere out of sight, so at the moment, it's in the closet.
His eyes are just glued to you. His mouths are just kind of hanging open, and he's not moving. You can see the thought processes twisting in his brain. He's like, "Why did you bring that here?"
I would rather have it somewhere that we would know where it is, and nobody else would, rather than having it left out there where anyone could find it, reactivate it, and do Lord knows what with it.
Okay. That's understandable.
I would
Why
have
is
asked
it
your
not
permission, but
disassembled
you
yet,
were
though?
Sleeping.
You said you're trying to
I-
repair it? Disassemble it! The thing's a death machine if it's an assassin droid.
Maybe.
Oh god,
What
you
if-
mentioned that. Oh.
You have seen the work of those IG-88 models, yes? Those things are deadly.
No, I haven't. I'm a mechanic. I don't do much with droids, but
I really bet some of your party may have. Rose, you said she was a bounty hunter. IG-88s are primarily used for bounty hunting droids. She could tell you all about them.
maybe. Look, I've had other priorities right now.
You've got other priorities. I got my patients to think about.
It's not a threat. I've shut it down, and I could be. Look, as far as I know,
If it's an
droids
assassin,
don't just go around
wait,
killing.
how old is it?
But at least, a couple of thousand years, I think. It's old. It's ancient. It was found in the ruins.
Well, let's hope it's old enough to not have a few backup power supplies.
It's old enough to sound scared over the fact that I couldn't see.
Let's also hope it doesn't have any way to repair itself. Just keep an eye on it, please. Keep anything that looks like a weapon away. Actually, search it, see if it has any weapons.
It doesn't have any weapons, but that's actually kind of something else I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh god.
What?
Keep it away from any weapons. We just threw it in the closet with all the weapons.
All right.
Hey, he's starting to tremble, and he quickly takes a seat.
This isn't as bad as it sounds. Just bear with me, okay? Look, the Wookiees, the slaves, right?
Uh-huh. They're here too?
No, they're not.
Oh,
Do you believe they should stay the way they are?
of course not. No one should be enslaved.
Do you believe we should try to free them?
Yes, but only if we have a way to get them off Terrace. Otherwise, they're just going to have no place to go. Possibly return to Bendentry and kill that way. We need to get them off Terrace before they're free. Cruel as it may be, it's the best option.
I disagree. I mean, I know we should find a way to get them off Terrace, but there's got to be a way that we can get them free so that they're out from under the heel of that son of a bitch.
But where are they going to go? What are they going to do? They're going to have to live somehow. Food? Terrace is very hostile. If they don't find a place to get where they can get food safely, they'll do what everyone else does, just turn to banditry. And these slaves aren't going to care because they're enslaved by humans, and this is a mostly human world. They're not going to care. There's just going to be more killing.
Well, there has to be some way we can help them. Leaving them in that state.
The droid mentioned something about the rebellion.
I don't know anything about that.
Leo said possibly the rebellion could be here, or at least a rebellion of some planet. Twi'leks, I think he said. If he can arrange transport to a way to get them off this planet, then yes, I will help in any way I can. But they need to get off, otherwise you're not freeing them. You're just condemning them.
All right. You can tell she's definitely kind of frustrated. It's like, yes, this is true, but damn it.
By the way, what does this have to do with weapons? You did mention that.
I've been working on some. The intention is to...
I thought you were the sane one!
I am the sane one.
Why are you building weapons? What did you build? Doesn't explode, I hope.
Doesn't explode.
Whew.
I don't know explosives. I stuck to something simple, something close range. It's not, blasters, they're clubs and spears, things like that. Things that the Wookiees can use to fight for their freedom. The intention is to... I don't know the details yet, but we're supposed to be putting them somewhere that the Wookiees can make use of them when the time
Is there no way you
comes.
could just sneak them out? The droid works for the slave master. He could probably set up a little route out. And y'all could just get them out without any fighting. Though they could definitely use those weapons in the jungles. That'll definitely help out. Yeah.
Maybe. Look, I'd be lying if I said that I thought this thing all the way through. But the simple fact is that doing nothing is the wrong decision.
Oh, I agree with you there. But there's a time and a place for everything. Cruel, yes, but it avoids the most troubleships and death.
Well, I would be lying if I said that I was objective about anything right now. Every time I sit down, I think about the fact that she's out there somewhere and I can't do anything to help her. Being stuck on this planet is not helping any of that.
Real quick, have you actually told him about your daughter?
I don't think he's actually been present for any of those conversations.
Okay, he's gonna look at you. She's out there? You've
Yeah,
obviously
she's
doing
kind of like-
something for someone, but you don't have to tell me.
My child is missing. And she's not on this planet. Which
Oh.
means me staying here, I'm not out there finding her. So, I don't know if this free Ryloth initiative can help, but I know that at least one of them is here, because apparently one of them shot at Desric.
I'm still on the fence. The Imperial says he's a slaver, but he said he works with the rebellion. I've got some contacts I could think about. It's not the best. I got some things on my end that could help, depending on. Let me just talk to them, and I'll figure out something to help you out with. Is that fine?
All right. What about the Wookiees? I mean, leaving them as they are.
Well,
And-
you don't want to bring them here or any place in the city, because that's going to be the first place they're going to search if they escape. But you'll need to take their collars off as fast as possible. Not only can they kill them or harm them, but there are also locators in them.
Do you know of any place they can hide if we can get them out of there?
The Lost Village? They're an odd bunch compared to most, but they're actually very, very good people. They're a mix of humans and aliens, but they don't bow to the Imperial code. They pretend to, so the Imperials don't do anything, but they supposedly take in slaves or whatnot, but the amount that you're talking about, they won't be able to hold for very long. If we can get transport within a week at most, it would be a good idea. After that, things are going to get complicated.
I have no idea how we could do that with the blockade in place.
Like I said, I have some things I can look into. Not the best things, but choices are very slim here.
All right. Well, look, we put a lot of those weapons in the closet with the deactivated droid.
What? What?
Just
Keep weapons away! Keep weapons away from that thing!
Fine, we'll move them. I just need to know where.
Okay. Guys. And he
Take a
kind of
breath.
stands up for a second, does a little bit of pacing, and there is. This place wasn't exactly a medical facility before I got it. It was more a goods holding facility. Let's just call it that. It was a bit ironic me taking it over. I kind of enjoyed it, but there is a hidden area I can put them. It's actually underneath the entrance desk. What is that? What the hell is that called?
Reception desk?
Yeah, reception desk. It's under the reception desk. Move it back the chair, push the desk to the left, and you'll find a smuggling compartment. You can set them there so long as there's not a ton of them. It could probably hold about, and the figure he gives you is approximately 20 encumbrance of items, and it can hold long items. But if you made the spears too long, it can't hold them.
Gotcha. Okay.
So basically,
Okay.
it's about 5 feet 6 inches long.
Okay, so her best guess for what a Wookiee would find useful for a spear might be a little too long for that. But probably do for most.
Okay, the longer ones. Most of the compartments aren't that long, but I'm still finding these hidden compartments everywhere. I'm pretty sure Desric may have a better chance. He is a slave trader. He's got to hide those things, after all. He doesn't seem the most honest type either. This should be right up his alley.
I'll see what he has to say if he's got any ideas.
I'll redouble my
Desric
efforts at looking
is
around.
now leaning outside the door, listening to their conversation. Doc, I'm touched.
In the head, maybe.
That hurt. That hurt. You were saying nice things about me. That's
Wait, you considered smuggling? I'm suggesting you're a smuggler as well as a slaver. Kind things.
sounds like you might have been a smuggler yourself, there, Doc. Knowing where to look for these hidden compartments, some shady secrets in our friendly neighborhood Doc's past.
I only found 3 compartments, 2 of which were told to me.
3.
2 of which were
Most
told
people
to
are
me.
lucky enough to stumble onto 1.
2 of which were told to me when I was coming in. The third one I found because I stuck my toe on it.
Oh, I had such hopes for you, Doc.
Be nice, Desric.
All right. I'll go check out the area.
Thank you.
For that one, I'm going to have you roll a skullduggery.
Ooh, all right.
But we'll get to that as soon as this conversation's over, if there's any more. Okay, so... Well, at least that news is broken to him. If you could figure out how much he heard before he came in, please.
I'll ask him.
Okay, is there anything else that I need to know?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that... let's
At this
see.
point, if anybody remembers if y'all did or talked about something else, go ahead and throw it into her.
Oh, Ileana, you should ask Doc if we can borrow his fancy machine again. Make sure we actually deactivate the slave collar appropriately this time.
I love that we.
Okay, well, me and maybe Leo assisting me so that,
I'll give you a hand since apparently you need it.
Normally it works fine.
I've got this all figured out, he says, and just about blows his own head off. Good job.
I was trying to have a dramatic moment.
Just say you've got nothing and move on.
Fine.
I love it.
Yes, I do too. Okay, anything else?
Desric is now sulking as he walks away to go search for.
Okay, so
hidden
give you a
compartments.
setback when you look for compartments.
Oh,
Don't worry, you'll still get a couple of boosts.
Maybe.
well, you know what? It's good because my skullduggery and because of my skill set, I get to remove one setback from skullduggery checks due to I think it's convincing demeanor.
So you convince all the nice hidden compartments to show
Yeah,
themselves. Good
that
job.
doesn't quite
Hold
work.
on, let me check it.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet.
Maybe he's trying to charm the force into doing something good for him.
Oh, did you find your
Doesn't-
inventory card, or is that a different one?
No, I just updated this one. Yeah, convincing demeanor is skullduggery checks, so maybe not. Oh, that's even older.
That was
one?
the wrong
That's
one.
a talents one. Okay, yeah, that's not right. Ah, that looks better.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm ready to make the skullduggery roll.
Yes.
Well, that's a lot of advantage, but only one success. One success, four
You
advantage.
did take your 2 boosts?
Oh, no. You didn't say I got any boost.
Yeah, I did. I said you got 2 boosts.
Okay.
I take it they didn't help.
Holy cow.
What?
Can the stream just look at the roll for a moment, please? And just the epitome of us. No, it
That
didn't
is a
change the
solid
success at all.
What was-
But I have all the advantage possible.
That is exactly
okay,
the same
I may
as
not have
before.
found. Yes, so no more advantage, but I can search this whole place really fast, and I found, I don't know, a whole bunch of medical supplies even Doc didn't know he had.
Well, there were 3 failures with 1 threat.
Well, that's still 6 advantages in my favor, but I fail.
Because of so many advantages, yes, you do. You just kind of say, oh, one's got to be there. Oh, one's got to be there. You do find, you do find quite a few hidden spots. Unfortunately, all of them are generally smaller than the one at the front desk.
Do I
No
find
better
any
for us
credits?
Nope.
Oh.
Not with that roll.
No bad cave, huh?
Nope.
Or I guess I should say Raggle Cave.
I was just gonna
Oh,
say
God.
Cave.
They're coming out of the wall.
And all of a sudden, this became
Opens the
an
door
episode
and
of
a
Starship
Nexu
Troopers.
just kind of jumps on him. Oh, he just opens the door and Assassin Spider just suddenly turns around and stares at him.
Yeah. Nope. Click.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's what you find. You find a lot of them, but none are the correct size. What is Rose doing at this point?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I probably would have joined in on the conversation at some point, just listening, not really saying much. Maybe having a look at Desric, seeing what the hell he's on, some sort of drugs. Other than that, not much, to be honest.
It's called being excited. It's like Christmas, or sorry, it's like Life Day, but I'm getting to rate other people's presents.
She shrugs and she's like, stealing is a lovely thing, by all means. They can't hide it well. It's all yours.
It's not stealing exactly. It's acquisitions.
By
Yes,
the way, you do see Doc leave the room with Ileana after their conversation is done, and go straight to that giant closet where you left the assassin droid.
Yep.
Does anybody go in there with him?
I'm probably having a look. Yeah.
Okay, you see him
Don't
pick
want
up.
to damage my assassin droid.
You see him pick up a long rod, and he's just slowly walking over there and just leaning back just in case something happens, and gently poking at it, trying to see if it's safe.
I intervene. I'm like, I grab the spear off him.
It's not a spear. It's just a rod.
Oh, just a rod.
It
I
ain't
just
gonna
grab the-
it ain't gonna hurt anything.
Ah, all right. Yeah, I was gonna say if it was a spear, then maybe there'd be a problem.
No, the droid's arm is going to break the rod if he hit it with it, and it's not even going to notice it. It won't even scratch the paint.
Alright. That's fine.
If there's any paint left.
Oh, okay, it won't even scratch the
Yeah.
rust.
All right. Yeah, I'm just looking at him and just like shaking my head. Just this guy's being an idiot.
He's never seen an assassin droid, so he puts it down when it doesn't move, and he just kind of looks up over and just runs around it a bit, just examining it. You quickly realize he's more looking for weapons or anything that's damaging, that could harm somebody.
Yeah, Ileana's there with him, just kind of. Yes, it's 2,000 years old. It's a type of droid she is not at all familiar with, but the basics are still there.
Wait, did
She's just
Leo
trying
actually? Oh wait, y'all. The year was discussed. It's 4,000.
Okay, 4,000 years. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Leo and Desert kind of knew how old it was roughly.
Yeah, but y'all also stated. He looks back up to you. He's like, "This thing is very rested. Does that look like it's going to move?"
it was having trouble. I was planning on setting up an OBAF for it, but
Why would you want to repair this thing?
why not?
It kills things? Well, if it is an assassin droid.
If someone reprogrammed it way back then to be a protocol droid instead, then its designation as an assassin droid model becomes irrelevant.
That depends on how many
If-
redundant systems it has.
Oh,
I've heard about those IG-88s from an Imperial that came through here one time. They do have redundant backup systems in case their memory core is destroyed. They keep the knowledge of how to fight elsewhere? I'm not a droid expert. I don't know, maybe he was just adding to my paranoia.
Well, I don't intend to turn it back on until I've had a chance to properly repair its systems and have a better idea of exactly what we're dealing with.
Though it does look like
But-
an interesting design.
Well, like I said, I don't really understand, certainly not droids from this far back, but I'm not just going to go ahead and activate him recklessly.
Good idea. Wait, did y'all activate him?
He was active for a short time, yes. And from what I understand, Leo had him activated for a short time before he showed him to us.
What did it have to say?
It believed it was, well, it was surprised to learn how much time has passed. It believes itself to be a protocol droid. It was uncomfortable when its receptors shut down. It was very concerned about being turned off and not being turned back on. I have no idea if this droid was allowed to develop a personality before it shut down, but I'm not going to assume it didn't until I know, one way or the other.
Interesting. Well, doesn't look like it could do much damage even if it could move around. The rust on it would just keep it from having any precise movements. I still say it's a bad idea to repair it.
Well,
Though if
like
it
I
does
said,
kind of work, you could probably make a lot of money off of it. Granted.
suppose if you wanted to look at it that
That's
way,
what I thought.
I didn't intend to sell it.
Granted, depending on who you sell it to, it depends. If it's a collector, then it's fine. But if it's not a collector, they could try to rewire it and turn it back into an assassin droid. I mean,
Well,
the
that's
model
exactly
isn't
why-
exactly known, so it would definitely work.
That's pretty much why I figured it best to actually keep it somewhere that we can keep an eye on it.
Okay, I agree with you there.
Because any random stranger that happens upon this thing, we don't know what their intentions are.
Well, that's if they would even know what it is. I mean, you said the droid was the only one who knew. Wait, how would the droid know something 4,000 years old? What kind of programming does Leo have?
I have no idea.
Anybody asked him?
She's been around enough to know that he's not programmed normally, but she wasn't around when Ked actually did his digging to find out what was what. So she doesn't know the results of that.
Well, I know that, but I was assuming you were going to tell the doc that.
Yeah. I know that his programming is not run of the mill, but exactly what the differences are and the details, I have no idea.
Uh-huh.
I know that he's had some pretty extensive modifications done, but beyond the hardware, which I've only begun to look at, I can't speculate.
Okay. How about we keep this area locked, and I'll let you make the passcode for it.
Okay. I'm not opposed to putting him somewhere more secure if we find that, or have some place that we can put him.
Not unless Desric finds something.
Alright, well then we'll do it this way for now. And just make sure nobody else goes into this closet.
Okay. He begins to leave the closet. It's less of a closet and more of a storage room.
Okay.
Alright, y'all are outside, and I'm assuming you're playing with the control panel.
Yeah, I guess you'll set up whatever kind of code according to the doc's permissions and all that kind of stuff, and yeah.
Alright, code's in. I'll let you send me the code. Oh, hell, just say your character knows it. Write it down somewhere.
Yeah.
And we'll say you gave it to Doc.
It's your daughter's birthday, why not? And yeah, she'll give that to Doc.
Alright, he has it. Door's locked. What's going on?
So, found lots of small hiding places. These guys were like chipmunks. Like, there's like little stashes everywhere, but nothing really big enough for a spear.
Well, there aren't too
He
many
looks
of
back to
those.
the
I'll
closet,
hang on to
or
one of
the
them.
storage room. I suppose you can hide them in my room. No one ever goes in there, it's just me.
That could work.
Okay, sure.
Well, unless you've got a better idea, Desric.
No, I just thought we were, leaving. I think everybody's ready to go see if we can talk this other Wookiee into helping us out.
True, but you've also got to hide the weapons that you've put in here.
They're behind
Yeah.
a locked door.
Only the smaller ones.
Oh,
Yeah, the bigger ones that didn't fit in
He
the
doesn't
space.
want them in the closet with an assassin droid.
hey, does the building have an attic or a basement?
No doors were found for that. Even the doc doesn't know.
Like, how an attic or a basement aren't exactly hidden things, but okay.
Does Desric want to recruit Leo into this?
What, finding hidden areas?
Because I have an idea.
Well, then speak up.
I'm going to suggest that Leo does a mathematical search of the building. And by that, I mean that he's going to sort of use the
Exterior versus the interior.
yes. And I'm going to argue that I could use the roll for education check for that.
Okay.
Sneaky, sneaky droid.
You are underestimating the sneakiness, sir.
I'm trying to figure out what I should do as a counter roll, though.
How many dice is that?
2 yellows, 2 greens.
Oh, I see 4 greens out there, so I was a little confused.
Oh, yeah, I didn't roll these ones at the top.
Just do successes and 3 advantages. As I said, I can't think of a roll to do this, so I'll probably just throw something in my head. You get the layout on the outside and the inside. The outside, it definitely looks like there's something above, but also at the same time, you don't 100% know if that's part of a building to its side or behind it. But from the inside, it doesn't line up. That's for damn sure. Did you?
Can he point Desric in a direction for like, hey, this area doesn't mathematically add up, and then Desric can search it?
He goes with you, and a lot of the places you've already found. And I'm assuming Leo's somewhat impressed, at least, by the thoroughness of Desric, because so far everyone you've pointed out that there's something fishy there, Desric says, "Oh, here, Blake," and it opens up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he wasn't paying attention for that because he was too busy formulating the plan to rescue the Wookiees. But yeah, he is like, all right.
Yep, already searched that one. Yep, that one too. Yep, that one's empty.
All right.
Then the only real place is to check above.
Actually, you get to Doc's room, and your sensors suggest that there's something in here. Desric, you didn't search there, primarily because the door is locked. It is Doc's bedroom.
Is Doc around?
He's in the main room with Ileana and Rose.
Oh, so if they're in the main room, they can see.
No, because it's down a hallway, and it kind of.
So we'll just do a little stealthy little search here.
They can see Leo's beautiful mind at work in the respect that.
No, they can't see where you are.
Boards. No, not where Leo is now, but they can see the boards that Leo was writing on.
Oh yes,
and yeah, the balls of yarn, the strings, the pins everywhere.
Like
I'm going to assume
covered.
Yeah, I'm probably going to assume Ileana is kind of going through it all with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Desric's just going to make a stealthy little search while Doc's not around, you know.
Well, the door is locked.
Oh, well, we can get around that. Bypass security.
Cough, cough.
Oh boy.
Is this something that you're going to require my services for?
I actually have a skill in this. So remove 1 setback per rank of bypass security from checks made to disable security device or open a locked door.
Now, does that require, like...
It's a passive.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to think. There are technically 3 ways to unlock a door. Computers, if it's electronical.
Skullduggery.
Skullduggery, if it's more like a lock and tumbler. And mechanics, if it's a bit more complicated than that. More like if it's like rusted shut, basically.
Yeah, so I'm assuming this is not a high-tech facility and it's a standard door and it's a skullduggery check.
Actually, the only high-tech door in there is the opening when y'all come in and Doc's door.
Well, if it's a computer's check, I'll set Leo after it. Otherwise, I'll do it.
It's a computer's check.
Fine. Leo, would you be so kind?
Very well.
And do you have any talents or whatever that goes to this?
I have technical aptitude, which will reduce the amount of time that I need to slice it.
And that's it.
That is it for the time being.
All right, go ahead and make your roll.
Oh, that was on a freaking triumph.
Oh, shit.
Oh, but that door's coming open. That door is there's
4
yep, we're in.
success, 3 advantage. You only rolled a single failure.
Yep, we're in.
So you just press. You pull a wire, stick it in. Pull a wire from you, stick it in. 2 seconds go by, door opens.
Thank you, sir. And Desert's going to go in and make a search.
All right. Specifically, are you searching his room for like just anything hidden, or are you searching like you're looting?
Oh no, this is we're on the mission to find a place to hide stuff. We're not like if he passively finds something of interest, sure, but that's not his primary objective.
All right. So make another skullduggery.
Would I argue for a boost considering Leo is assisting him?
Yes. Now, he already gets 2 boosts for skullduggery for this because he's a smuggler.
Oh wait, I get 3 boosts?
All right.
Don't have enough boosts.
Yeah, 1 from Leo
Okay.
helping and 2 from your normal stuff.
So that's 3 success, 4 advantage. I assume we find some stuff.
He hasn't rolled the difficulty yet.
How many success?
3
Advantage?
and 4 advantage.
Okay. You're left with 1 success, 1 advantage.
Wow, that was a tough roll. But we find stuff. And rather quickly since with the advantage.
Yes, as you get up to one of the... Oh, what was it? It's like a kind of an armoire. Leo, you point to it and says, there should be something behind that. And you move it over. It's heavy, but you move it over. And Desert, you're kind of tapping along the wall. And Leo, you actually notice this. On the back of that armoire, there is a computer panel. You open it up, you point Desert to it. Desert goes over to it, realizes it's another security code panel. Leo, you hack it. You open it up. There is a door-sized opening just come open, and it leads into a room. Dark.
Let's hope I don't find another assassin droid.
Yeah, seconded. You got any lights in your chassis there, Leo?
Nope.
Great. I don't have a torch on me. Look for a light switch.
So y'all are going in the dark room?
Mhm.
How
of
far y'all
course.
want to go in?
What could possibly go wrong from entering a dark, creepy room?
I'll be right back.
So, y'all just staying along the walls?
I said look for a light switch, so I was assuming I was going to do a perception check to find a light switch.
It's too dark to see, so I'm going to assume you're like feeling along the walls.
Sure.
Leo is going to get down on his knees and try and feel along the floor, just in case there's a tripwire or something like that.
Ah, you're looking for
And
traps.
trigger the tripwire.
Leo would roll a
Yeah.
skullduggery. And...
Oh no.
Maybe, hint, Leo should suggest that Desric should look for tripwires.
Too late.
Dang it.
You kidding me? You kidding me?
Oh, really?
I rolled 1.
Okay, so
Wait,
you're
what's your
actually
skullduggery rank?
1. No, rank? Nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, rank
Oh.
nothing.
Yeah, Droid, you should really leave those things to me. So Desert's gonna see you kind of fumbling around on the floor.
Is he?
Leo, what are you doing?
Can he see? Yeah, that's the question.
Oh, yeah, he
no.
could see the droid get on his knees. There's enough light coming through the final room, but there's none shining on like
So-
the walls.
So Leo, on his hands and knees, rotates his head 180 degrees to look up at Desric.
By the
trying
way,
to
I'm
find
limiting
traps.
your ability to rotate your head to 200 degrees. Just FYI, because of the
200 degrees?
because of the wires and whatnot.
Okay. But yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to rotate it 180 degrees to look at Desric, trying to find traps. This was, after all, a hidden compartment.
Okay, good idea. Very poor execution. Why don't you let me look? And by the way, the head thing still super creepy.
Yes, well, I didn't complain when you had that unfortunate bathroom accident.
It sounds like you're complaining now.
I don't have a restraining bolt now.
Yes. Yeah, rub it in. Hey, I let you go. We're being friends here. We're searching. This is teamwork. We're being teamwork here. Move over. I'll look.
Alright, he's going to move out of the way. Assuming that he hasn't triggered anything already.
Yeah, the GM's being surprisingly quiet on this.
Well, I'm waiting to see what y'all are doing. Is he still going, or is Desert taking over?
Desric is taking over.
All right, what's Leo doing?
He's going to move back.
Okay. he's
Oh
not
my
gonna search for lights?
gosh!
Wait,
I'm
I rolled
paying
better
for
than
that.
him?
I'm snickering
I'm
and
paying for
giggling
that.
incessantly.
Yep. See, Desert says a lot of crap about how awesome he is, and then the dice say, "Nope, you
Yeah.
just nope."
Nah.
Hey, look! I found a hand grenade. Boom! Blows up in my face.
Well, if you would have rolled at least 2 success, you would have got this. How many advantages you rolled? Just 2?
Just 2.
All right. So a 1.3.
Excuse me?
So it was a 1.3 on the counter his roll. 1 success, or 1 failure, 3 threat.
Great. So what horrible thing happens to me?
You're going along the ground. You don't feel any traps, but you keep going in. And you know what? I actually forgot to roll the setback because it's a dark room. But let's just say you're going along the light. The moment your hand gets far enough out of into the darkness, something goes through your hand. Take a wound.
Through my hand?
Through your hand.
Oh,
Ow!
no.
What the? Ow!
As you pull back, it's a splint of metal.
Ow.
I will go and fetch the thorium.
Desert's just holding his hand. It's like, it's like both sides.
And Leo is going to turn around and walk straight out quickly.
Alright, so I take it Desert's just kind of staying there, sitting in the light, just staring at his hand.
Holding his hand, like trying to like keep it from bleeding too much, and like, but ow!
Okay, so you make it to the room where they're at, and they're Rose, Ilyana, and the doc are all still at the board talking about the operation.
Yeah, in a way.
I assume you're just kind of standing there, maybe poking in one time to time with your witty little chatter.
Yep. Exactly that.
Doctor, we need your assistance.
Did Desert find something?
Uni.
Yes, in his hand.
I'm confused, and he starts walking towards you and instinctively picks up a little first aid kit.
He is in your bedroom.
What the hell is he doing in my bedroom? And he just briskly walks past you fast.
Ileana's gonna follow along. Yeah. Yeah, this ought to be good.
At this point, he's holding the first aid kit like he's ready to bash Desert over the head with it.
Leo's like, it was technically my fault, given the fact that I unlocked the bedroom door.
He immediately stops and turns around. What? If you needed in there, you could have asked me. What the... Ileana, what is with your companions?
This is news to me. What's going on? What were you two doing in there?
We were looking for compartments, and we found one.
There's one in my bedroom? And he just immediately turns back, and now he's running towards his bedroom.
I wouldn't go in there if I were you.
And he ignores you, goes into his room, and sees his armoire had moved a hole there in Desert, sitting on the floor holding his hand.
There might be little bits of blood on Doc's bedroom floor now.
I assume, did you actually leave the room you're in?
Oh, no, I was just kind of sitting in the entryway. Like, I came enough into the light to see that there was this thing, like, through my hand.
Okay. So he's just kind of staring at you in the door, and then you, and then the door, just like, where did that even come from? And he just walks over to you, sees that, takes out what looks like a stim pack, pokes you on the side. Your hand goes numb relatively quickly. Just takes a little Bacta canister, puts what is that? Like cloth on the back of your hand, has some other cloth ready, and pulls the shard out. You feel nothing, and then he sticks the other cloth covered in Bacta on your hand, rubs them both around, puts a band-aid on one side, a band-aid on the other side. Star Wars band-aid. They actually have like mini Bacta injectors in them, but you can't feel, kind of thing. And he just kind of looks at you and says, "What'd you find back here?"
What did I find? Like, who booby traps their room with metal spikes?
He pulls up the shard and is like, "This isn't a spike. It's just a sliver of metal."
Well, it was a pretty big sliver to go through my hand.
And it was more like a splint. It's Durasteel. It's rather strong.
Yeah, but something had to push it through my hand. I was just fumbling around in the dark. It's not like I slam my hand out. Hey, let's impale myself on the nearest sharp object. You know.
Why didn't you turn on the lights or find a light?
Yeah.
I was looking for a light.
On the floor?
Well, I was looking for one on the wall, and then the droid was rolling around on the floor, and I thought the droid looked kind of silly, so I thought I'd go search for traps because the droid said there might be traps. And Desert realizes how ridiculous this sounds as he's explaining it, so he's just starting to get quieter as he's talking.
Why would anybody trap a hidden room?
Ileana is trying and failing not to snicker.
In case it was found, obviously.
Rose is just shaking her head, having a small chuckle to herself during all this.
He walks back out, goes to one of his dressers, pulls out a lantern, comes back in and turns it on and lights up the room. You look along the walls, there's no light switch. There's no light in this room. It's naturally supposed to be dark. But you quickly look off to the side. There is another hole, another door size. As you walk up to it, it's a long hallway. Again, no light. Where does this go?
I can think of one way to find out.
I'm not going in there.
Great. Can I borrow your lantern then?
You've already injured your hand.
Well, it's fine now. And like Desert like can't feel anything. It's like,
By the way, which hand did you reach out with?
I don't know. I was feeling with both hands.
Okay. Let's say it stabbed into your right.
Yay,
So any
dominant
use of
hand.
that hand, any use of that hand, you're gonna take a setback to whatever you do. Actually, I think I'm gonna up the difficulty to whatever you do with that hand. First off, it's kind of numb, but once it starts getting some feeling back, it's gonna hurt.
Great.
Well, let us see where this goes.
All right. At the very least, we've got a place to put some of the weapons in here.
I'll move the weapons in here. But, what's your comlink code?
You
Oh,
already have
I do.
mine, don't you?
He is Desric's, that's for sure. I'm going to assume that you and him shared at some point.
Yeah, I would assume that.
Yeah,
they
because he
would've
called
stopped-
you. So, yeah.
Yeah, when they were.
Now that Ileana has a
moving here,
comment,
yeah.
she'll do the same.
Okay. So, Ileana gives it to the Ithorian. Does Rose?
I don't think that the doc would have any mention of me because I, threatened him several days ago. So I'm going to offer it. I'm going to say, hey, do you want mine? And then see what he says.
He takes it.
All right, cool, yeah.
At this point, a hole was found in his room, and you're all going down to a dark hallway. He's going to assume he's going to need everyone's right now.
I do have a question, Doctor.
Yeah?
Your bedroom. Was it always classified as a bedroom on the blueprints?
The blueprints were in the original computers, but we couldn't power them up. We just assumed it was a master bedroom. The only thing in here that's from there was the armoire. It was actually big enough for what I needed.
Well, let us assume that it is a master bedroom, and that the person that originally owned the building had the compartments installed because of his business. I would also use that logic to assume that this is his escape way.
Makes sense. Be careful, if it is an escape way, he could have set traps along the way.
Why I was searching for traps in the first place.
Congratulations.
You found one, maybe.
You found a trap of time.
Desert looks very sullen and dejected. He was like trying to justify himself, and now everyone's just making fun of him.
No, you didn't have any light, so you couldn't tell that there is quite literally splints along the ground. It looks like shavings from the wall. Definitely from time, and possibly the bombardment.
Okay, well, Ileana's going to start moving down the hallway, but carefully. She's going to be looking for traps as well as
Who's got the lamp?
Can.
Well, Desric asked for it, but I don't know that it was actually given to him.
Doc held it out, so whoever grabbed it, grabbed it.
It would be wise to give me the lantern.
All right. I'm gonna look for it on the deck, but go ahead and do what y'all are gonna do.
If I get
Okay,
hurt,
Light Bearer, lead the way.
As I said, if I get damaged, I can quite easily be repaired. You biologicals are inherently weaker than asteroids. And so he's going to go off into the tunnel slowly.
Grumble. Point taken.
That was a weird bit of lag.
Ah, okay, cool.
Ah, this is going to be useful for me.
Yep. Well, as y'all keep going down there, you do realize it's starting to cool down. So you stick close to Leo because his lantern actually emits a bit of heat.
Can we tell which direction this tunnel is going?
Live stream is off. Hold on.
I was just gonna say, quick check on the stream. It looks like it's off.
Yeah, it's been going off and on. For me, at least.
Yeah, a little bit of a delay there.
Yeah.
I don't think it liked it when you tried to load in the lantern.
Looks like we're back up again.
Yep, looks good.
Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure whether this was my connection or whether this was the stream.
No, even when y'all said that, I brought up OBS. Even it had a real red on the stream health.
Yep, looks like we're back now.
Curious. Okay.
Indeed.
All right, well, it looks like we're back, so let's press on.
Down the hallway.
Yeah, do we know which direction this tunnel is going?
Yeah, 1 sec. I'm actually going to check out some things, see what it's telling me about the stream health. Video output.
Our GM has been stream sniped.
No, that's not quite how it works.
Never mind. My bad pun. No one liked it. Ha ha.
Well,
It was
how it's
it was
working
pretty
is
bad.
I'm uploading it to Restream, and Restream is sending it kind of all over the place. But it is saying that on my end, it's having some issues. So I'm blaming my internet provider. Yeah, I'm gonna call it internet provider. Okay. So, entering Duck's medical area, his little clinic, the entry is facing southwards. You go in. The reception desk is right there. You keep going south, and you turn to the west, and that enters the whole, room he had for the main room for light injuries. Keep going all the way down at the end, follow the hall, turn south again, and then turn to the east, and then back south, and that's the way to Doc's room. Doc's room is that southbound room. You found this along the western wall. And as you go in, you find that the that little area should be facing somewhere southwards. South by southwest.
This could be quite useful.
So yeah, real quick, if the stream does screw up around like that again, it could be my end, could be my net provider. I may need to completely reset my router, but I've got cable 1, so anybody who has them knows about how freaky their internet can act sometimes. Or it could just be my city. Anyways, we'll make do. Hopefully, if it still works quite well on, the playback. So, anyways, continue.
So, yes, assuming that the exit is clear, this could be quite useful for getting in and out of the sunken tower.
Ileana's kind of looking around. Is this place big enough for Wookiees?
I mean, at least temporarily, maybe.
It's only about 3 feet wide, and it's approximately 7 feet tall.
But
they could make
maybe
it through
we could
here,
use
but
it to
they're not
sneak
going to
them
be
out?
comfortable.
But, can we sneak them outside the walls this way?
No one's gone through. Y'all haven't made it through very far yet.
Yeah,
Well, let's keep going. Yeah, where does this thing come out?
Anyway, as y'all keep going through, Who's leading the pack, Leo?
Leo is, yes.
All right, you got your receptors on. You're looking for anything that could possibly be a trap. You do see wires kind of hanging around, but they don't look like they're attached to anything. You're going to assume either A, they're meant to do that, or B, whatever traps were in here, they were so long ago that possibly the bombardment itself could have taken them out. Are you going to continue on to this point?
He's gonna check those wires to see whether they are live.
As you look at the wires, it looks like they were supposed to be attached to something either end, but the wire itself seems to be frayed, and you're not sure where they were supposed to connect to. They are just loose wires. Oh, and I'm talking wire. I'm talking like a little trip wire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's going to. What if it's free that he can just grab it up? He's gonna do that.
Okay, you pick it up, and it's just dangling in your hands.
Yeah, he's gonna wrap it up for safekeeping.
Okay, put a 2-foot long tripwire string in your inventory.
Cool.
And y'all continue on?
Yep.
Alright, so the architecture in the tunnel is definitely just as old as the building itself. It looks like it was made at some point in time. It comes up, and there's another room at the end of it. And as y'all go in, kind of looks like a makeshift waterway. And y'all are above it, kind of like you're coming out on the area people would walk if they're going through for maintenance reasons. And there is a door at the end of this, but it looks like it's been busted open. As you peer down to where the water would be, you can see that panel on the ground. It's a good 20-foot drop.
Ah,
Are we outside, or is this like another underground chamber?
It's another underground chamber.
is it a sewer?
As far as you can tell, it looks like some form of liquid passed through here.
It's
It
the
is
solids
old,
I'm
and
more
it's-
worried about.
It's old, and it's definitely covered in some form of vegetation, mostly moss, some fungus.
Do we know if we're... No, we're still underground, so we don't know if we're outside the city walls yet.
Nope. You can go, at this point, you can go further west or east. Westward has a light at the end. East is pitch black.
I
Perhaps.
see this, and I recommend that go towards westward.
That does sound like a plan.
Also, the walkway you're on is about 5 feet from the wall to the drop.
Do we have to go down the drop regardless which direction we go?
The drop goes along the wall. Think like a sewer. You got the part where the sewage goes through, and then you have that side little walkway. It's a water reservoir.
But you said we could go east or west.
Yes,
Like
along this walkway.
Yep, I know.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, so the walkway continues. It's not 5
Yes.
feet and then it disappears.
No.
No, it's 5 feet from
okay.
the wall, so that's basically how much you have as a to stay on the path.
Ah, okay.
Tell me, how does this tunnel smell, people?
How does it smell, Mr. GM?
Old, definitely fungus and a lot of moss. Maybe some mold here and there. It's not a good smell.
Lovely.
Dank, but it's not a waste tunnel, I don't think.
The
Doesn't
the
smell
reason
like that.
why I ask is this is quite a big tunnel, potentially for storing big creatures.
Oh,
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I did not mean monsters, or referring to the Wookiees that we are liberating.
yeah, but I don't think I'd want to be down here very long. I doubt they'll want to stay here very long either. If this place comes out somewhere, this is probably better than leaving them down here. They won't exactly be happy if we just trade them one cage for another. Besides,
Very true.
this one smells kind of bad.
You do hear noises. They're like high-pitched screeches.
Oh,
Bloody hell, button down.
Desric is gonna draw his blaster.
Which hand?
The not wounded one.
All right, so you'll just take a setback on that one because it's not your primary hand. Better than a full-on difficulty.
Leo is going to turn the lantern upwards to look at the roof.
It is
As you-
strong her weapon as well.
As you look up, you can see the vegetation goes along the roof. There also seems to be what looks like roots going along it. And through one of the roots, a winged creature flies.
Oh, I draw my sword and I want to just swing at it.
It's far too high.
Would that be
jump.
wise? Assuming that this is its NAS.
Let's move along very quietly.
Yeah, I'm game for that.
Do we know what the winged creature is? Like, Xenology
It
check out a
moved
room check or
really
something?
fast. And the light, it seems like the light startled it, and it moves really quick. To
Great.
like a dark
Okay.
spot.
Okay, considering we're going towards a light source, Leo is going to see whether he can turn down the light a bit, so it's not as startling to those creatures.
You turn it down, and it illuminates
Oh,
the
you're gonna
path
fuck
about
us.
5 feet in front of you and behind you, depending on where you're holding it.
Well,
Okay, so quietly back towards the light.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna
Alright.
fuck us.
As you start going towards the light, you do hear the squeaks and screeches every so often. The light, I assume, is pointing in front of Leo, and so the rest of y'all can see it, but you can't really see much of what's below or behind you, or even to the sides because you're behind the light. Who's at the very back?
Probably
I want-
Ileana.
I was gonna go else to say I want to go second behind Leo.
So, Leo, Rose.
Yep.
What's the rest of the order?
Probably
Desric
Desric,
in the honor.
because he's wounded. So
Desric,
yeah,
then Illy.
Billy will be at the back. Oh crap!
Oh, crud. I was going to find a 4-sided die, but if I load anything, it'll probably crash me. So there's 4 of you.
Hey, I want me to drop one in?
Yeah, drop me one in, please.
Okay, should be there.
Okay. So how it's going to run is, since Leo's in front, he's 1, Rose is 2, Desert 3, and Ileana 4.
Sounds good.
Is Pith
When
with
is
us,
Pith with
or
us?
did he stay back?
No, Pith stayed back. He calls
Oh,
y'all,
yeah.
he calls y'all
Coward.
crazy. He's a
Coward.
doctor.
Exactly, coward.
Okay, so as y'all go through, and you hear squeaks ever so often, Desric, something lands on your shoulder. Ileana, you see a
Desert
tiny
just
shadow.
freezes.
Sorry, I see a what?
A small, dark object land on his shoulder. There's no light, so you can't see what it is, but it's small.
Desert just
Okay,
freezes. Guys?
don't move. Um,
How we probably can't see, can we?
Leo?
It's on
could you
his
turn
left
around,
shoulder.
please?
I assumed you turn around. You do
Yeah.
see something there, but you can't tell dimension-wise anymore.
All right. Well, I know. I'm sure. Fuck.
Rose, if you hit me with the sword, I will shoot you in the face.
See, there's
Can I
something
roll?
incredibly cute or incredibly not nice.
Can I roll?
What are you rolling?
Like we've discussed before, I want to roll.
You're going to do one
Use
of
the-
those rolls.
Yeah, one of those ones.
Oh, she's gonna
Uh-oh.
try the freaky force things and we're all gonna die.
All right. Roll, and if you don't want to explain it here, throw it in Discord chat. I'm going to assume since it's overt, you would explain it here.
Nah, nothing happens.
Oh. Where is your die, actually? Oh, wrong person. Oh, so just one?
I rolled one black. I always go roll black. Damn it.
Well, you try, and then it emits a very loud shriek, but it stays on Desert's shoulder. Desert, you hear this in your ear.
Okay, let's not make it mad. What is it? It's not
Leo still
Fighting
hasn't
me.
turned around just yet. He hasn't said anything.
Leo. Turn around, please. Light this way.
Given that the light startled the other creature, is it wise for me to shine this light on that one that's
I'm
attached to your
not
shoulder?
gonna stand here with some weird creepy thing on my shoulder, not knowing what it is. Turn around, Leo.
Very well, but if you get bitten, it is not my fault.
Yeah, it's Rose's fault.
So he's going to turn around and shine the light cautiously over that creature.
Well, as you spin around and shine it on slowly, you see the eyes glowing back. And you realize it's got a little tail. And it's basically a very small womp rat. Or whatever rat-type creature would be on Terrace at this point.
Ah, a small rodent.
Ah, get it off! And Desert like grabs it and flings it.
You scream, you grab it, you ting it. It's now screeching quite fearfully. Both your screams echo, and suddenly you just hear what sounds like hundreds to thousands of screeches.
Oh shit.
Desperate.
Suddenly,
Be nice.
you start hearing very loud thumping. Just lots of it. Like it's... You can't really tell. It's almost like being in a wind tunnel. And it's coming towards you. And above you.
Okay, Leo's turning and running down towards the light.
Run!
And now it's starting to go in front of you. And as Leo, as your light hits some of them near you, you realize there are a bunch of small flying creatures. One of them literally lands smack in your face. And as you pull it off, you realize it's the equivalent of a Star Wars bat.
Oh, God, freaking.
Ah, God. Damn it.
I would hope they're not Minox because they eat metal. And feed
No,
on
it's not a Minoc.
energy.
I thought they only feed off energy.
Yeah, I think that's what like they.
Yeah, power
They chew on
cables or
power
something.
cables.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would be really bad for Leo.
No, these are just a bunch of little bats.
Yeah, he's gonna try and
They are all over the
brush it
place.
off.
They're flying. They seem to be flying in some sort of a panic. They sense something's there, but they're not sure its intentions. But the sudden screech just alerted them all, so they're flapping all around you. And the ones behind and above you, or in front of you, seem to be flying away. But the ones near y'all are flapping all through you, like confused. Is anybody afraid of small flying rodents?
With my story, I've had enough of rodents to deal with, I think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Either way, I guess make a discipline check.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah. On the one hand, Leo is a droid, but on the other, he probably acknowledges that small creatures tend to bite things, and
Yeah, and you're also not sure if that's the only thing in here.
Crap.
oh, ta-da!
So I managed to stand 2 dice on edge on top of each other.
Magic.
Nice.
Eliana has 3 advantage.
0.1.
1.1.
I have a triumph.
The droid is like, silly humans. They're
I got
harmless
this.
inorganics or harmless
Hold
organics.
my beer.
Stop squirming. You're just making them angry.
So, I didn't roll any failures, but technically those who didn't roll any success fail. I only rolled 2 threat. So, does anybody roll?
So-
Did anybody roll more than 2 threat? Well, 2 or more.
I rolled 3 advantage, but no success. So
Yeah, I only got 1 advantage.
Okay, so
So Rose is flipping out.
actually, even
Technically, it's a wash, so technically no one really fucks up or like.
well, you have to succeed in order for it to be a success. If there's no success, it's
So
a failure.
Desert succeeded.
So Desric and Leo succeeded.
With my triumph,
With your triumph, you can let people re-roll a boost to see if they win, and my difficulty stays the same.
do you guys want to do that?
I need like 1 success or at least 2 advantage.
sure, I could try that.
You actually have to succeed not to be feared.
So another roll with a boost, or
No,
just,
just roll the boost.
I'm kind of glad that I upgraded this one green to a yellow now.
Son of a
Bagger.
blank.
So the girls don't like bats.
Both rolled a blank. Damn.
Nope.
Either
You know,
don't
this is a
like
little
bats or suddenly
stereotypical, but
are
it's
suddenly
kinda funny.
startled by the fact that there is now a
I'm
shit ton of things
probably startled.
flying through y'all. Rose, because you had the least advantage, you're now swinging your sword.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
nah. I would be
Hey.
like swinging hard at these bats.
Yeah, but you're not
So-
swinging towards your party at this point. You're swinging behind you and to the side.
Yeah, trying to get
So Leo, realizing that these bat things don't like light, he's going to turn the lantern up to its max.
You turn it up to its max. It illuminates from the ground to the ceiling. From the ground y'all standing onto the ceiling. You hear a conjoined screech, and now these creatures are flying back towards the dark spot in the cave. As you turn around and you look at the party behind you, Rose stops flashing around with her sword. She's breathing heavily, but there is blood, guts, and bat parts all over the ground behind her and on Ileana's back.
So Leo has just qualified for the Green Lantern Corps.
Oh wait, she was behind you. She was behind you. Okay, that's right. She was number 2. So
evil
there's
can escape my
actually
sight.
gore on Desric's front and Leo's back.
Lovely.
Good job, Rose. I think you got it. Can you put the sword away now?
She like rubs the sword like against her sleeve, like to get like some of the blood off and stuff.
You're still breathing a little heavily, though.
I
Yeah, I
think
know.
I think a thank you would be more appropriate, Desric.
They're just bats. They're harmless. And I'm like picking
They are
chunks
harmless.
of
They're
bat
dead.
off me.
Says the one that squealed
I
when
was
he
just
saw a little rodent.
Hey, rats are dirty and carry diseases, okay?
okay. So we freak out about them,
And-
or we don't. You can't do both.
Well, I did do both, so I don't know how to roleplay that. Because I didn't freak out about the bats, but apparently a rodent sitting on my shoulder is cause to freak
Well,
out.
you didn't freak out about the bats. You freaked out about the bat.
It wasn't a bat, it was a rat.
It
There was
landed
a
on your
rat on my
shoulder.
shoulder. The rat on my shoulder I freaked out about. The bats didn't bother me, apparently.
Okay. Sure.
So
It was-
rodents, okay. Rodents not okay. Flying rodents okay. Yeah, don't know how that works, but sure.
Sounds like Desric.
It would seem the smuggler is made out of glass. I can see right through him.
Huh? I didn't get it.
In other words, you're transparent. He can see through you.
You're a white
Much,
motherfucker.
yeah.
Basically, he just saw through your lie, is what he's saying.
Oh, well, yeah.
He's calling you bullshit.
And he doesn't have a restraining bolt anymore, so he can do that now.
And with that, Leo is going to hold the lantern upwards over his head and continue on.
FYI, we only have another hour, but since it is 2 hours in, everybody take a quick break. Let's try 5 minutes or get back as soon as we can, okay?
Yep.
Easy.
Was that what someone say me?
I think he said easy.
I think he said easy.
Oh, okay. I was taking my headphones off and I was getting a little static as I was doing, so I was like, wait, what?
Alright, back
Anyway,
with
see
you.
everybody in 5.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, Lance is back.
Welcome back. I can't believe Leo rolled a triumph. Of all the times to roll a freaking triumph, though.
Yeah. Although I also can't picture Leo running around waving his hands going, Master Luke, either, so.
Oh god. Good job.
Overkill's back.
Welcome back. And I'm afraid to pronounce the name of our person in chat because I'm probably going to butcher it. But yes, we were on a quick break, so back now.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'll go for the surname.
Ammon, yeah, maybe.
I was gonna go with Amin, but yeah, that works. Amin.
Potato. I don't know.
You're a potato. Not the
Probably.
dude in voice
Also,
chat, but
I was considering if we were going to get the assassin droid off one, which
Rar.
might not be the case. I was sort of considering where we're going to sell that.
So many options, and yet you sell. Okay.
Well, the
No.
mechanic's trying really hard not to, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
I don't know where the whole y'all came from. She's not choosing to sell. But I don't know.
Y'all is in the vast majority, seem to.
Gotcha.
Or at least more than one.
Desric is a merchant. Desric sells things and is about making money. This is a way to make money, so therefore Desric chooses to make money.
Yeah,
not
and
that-
Leo doesn't want anything to do with an assassin droid.
Strangely,
Well,
our goals are
do you
aligned.
think the assassin droid will replace you, Leo? We'll love the assassin droid more than we do you.
It's more the assassin droid killing that bothers Leo.
What if part of Leo's programming is as an assassin droid?
We know that
Hmm?
Leo is in denial. It's fine.
Alright, everyone back?
Some part of me wants the assassin's droid's personality to be so corrupted that Leo just takes over the assassin droid body and just becomes this massive tank of the group.
I've survived 4,000 years.
Hell, I
But
think
we've already
HK40
established.
I honestly think HK47 is still alive. I could have sworn I saw something where
That's
in
Star Wars Galaxies.
Yes, Galaxies, there was actually a quest to give HK47 his body back. And at the end of it, he offered to kill someone for you.
But that being said, the original HK-47 was apparently killed during the Old Republic. Twice.
The Old Republic? As in the
Yeah,
end of
the Old Republic
MMO, yeah.
MMO had him featured in it, and I thought you
Yes,
killed him.
he was a Flashpoint boss.
He
One
showed
of the bosses
up
for Flashpoint.
3
Yeah.
times.
I've killed him several times. It's fine.
Yeah.
I never got around to playing through that, but I heard something about him being there.
He showed up during the first Flashpoint with Revan, then the one with Malgus, and I believe he showed up during the expansion for Shadow of Revan. Then they replaced him with HK-51 and HK-55.
Dang it. I gotta sit down and play that again.
Yeah, but let's face it, the Old Republic is not canon. Technically, anything coming from a game is not canon either, but it's better than what's coming out.
Okay, don't open that wound. We'll never get on to the rest of the episode.
Alright, so... Yeah, you get the blood and guts on everyone. Rose finally puts away her sword. Y'all are still sitting in this area.
Who said I put away my sword?
Oh, you wiped the blood off. Okay, fine.
Yeah, Leo
I
was
thought you
very
said you did.
Leo is already heading down towards the light. shining down.
Desert is grumbling about needing a shower.
I take it everyone's following at least.
Yeah, they will follow.
All right, y'all
Yep.
get closer, huh?
I just said yes.
All right, so y'all get closer and closer to the exit, and the light becomes brighter and brighter, and you begin to see it does indeed lead outside. But as you come up to it, you quickly realize that the ground is pretty far down. You
How
look
far?
a few hundred feet.
Fun.
Oh, that's a drop.
That doesn't work.
Can you put our tokens on where we are on the map?
Well, right now you just don't know. You do know you're outside of New Talon, or not New Talon, but Sunken Tower. You're just not sure where. But you look around the edges, and it looks like it was torn off somewhere. And as you look down, looks like you're just over one of the walls. But you assume you've been going westward.
Well, that wasn't the escape exit I was hoping for.
It is an escape exit, just with a very long drop.
Yeah, an escape exit to guaranteed death. Great plan. Let's try for a different option.
There's no ledges going around the sides or anything.
Not around the sides, but there is a bit of a hole at the top. You assume if you get a transport just right, this could be an offloading point.
How much rope would require us to get down from here? Quite a lot, I imagine.
Fair amount.
Yeah, fair amount.
So
You could do a
perhaps
perception
we
check,
get
but
up sailing
I'll perception
down.
check. Actually, no, never mind. No.
no perception checks?
Desert will do one. It's a
I wanna,
pity
like-
the Skylark isn't working. This would be a great place to bring a ship in.
I just want to do like a general perception check around like the whole place, like what I can actually see properly. And if there's anything of significance that could be.
I'll do a perception
Used.
check. Oh,
Where-
you're looking for more like items rather than... No, specifically, tell me what you're looking for, and I'll see if I can.
I'm specifically like looking around to see like anything of like
Okay.
how to put this.
You got real quiet.
I know I'm thinking. I'm looking around the area to see if I can find anything of like use to get down or something to basically get us moving more forward.
So, 0.4 on that perception check.
I have 2.3.
Ileana's is
Full
2.1.
I only rolled 2 threat.
Yeah, Leo
So-
got full success.
Alright, so for all those who succeeded, you look around, and as you look down, not at the ground below you, but at the bottom of the waterway, you look to see what looks like a landing pad has actually landed on this part. You keep seeing the indentation. So you assume someone has definitely used this as some form of tunnel to get things in and out. What? You don't know. The bottom of the ground actually looks like it's been flattened and kind of taken care of where they can get things in and out, particularly what looks like rolling. And there's no ramp leading down or up, but a lot of the wheels seem to stop, so you're going to assume someone had a repulsor craft in here.
How recent was this?
You'd have to get down there to look.
And how far down?
20-foot drop.
It's 25.
Oh, 20 feet. All right.
I thought you said like 200 feet.
No.
No.
That's to the ground outside the pipe. This is the ground inside the pipe. Well, the waterway, not pipe.
And we can't see any like ladders down from where we are, right?
No ladders down. At least not down far enough. It looks like they assume someone may have fallen into the water, and there are ladders lining it every so often, but they only go down far enough to where, you know, someone could get out if they fell in the water. It looks like it assumed that this thing was supposed to be full.
So to get down there, we're going to need some form of climbing gear. If we don't want to get trapped down there, that is.
Or a rope.
Or a rope, yes. In which case, we only have one other direction to explore.
Yay, more bats.
That is towards the bats, yes.
Alright, so does everyone head eastward?
Yeah, why not? In for a penny, in for a pound.
Illy doesn't look like a fan of the idea of going deeper in, but we're going.
Rose?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't look at something. Yeah, she just kind of follows along with the group. She's really interested in what's down there. But you know, if she can't jump down without injuring herself, then what's the point?
Alright. So
Well, you could probably jump down there. You just might not ever get back out.
yeah.
That's the problem. There's no like ship down there or anything.
Nope. Alright, so this takes about an hour. It took you 30 minutes to get from that area to there, but this takes you a full hour. Not necessarily because of the length of it, more because at some point it starts getting a little slippery. But you manage to not slide down to the bottom. I'm not making it that slippery, but you slow down. And as you get down, you start hearing the dripping of water. And you get to the very end. Everyone do another perception roll. And does anybody have anti-darkness?
Crap.
No.
The only thing you got is Leo's lantern.
Yes!
While it is light, it's still, you know, pretty dark.
For success with a crit.
Nice.
2.1 for Desert.
0.3
Yeah,
for
crap.
Ileana.
Just success to advantage.
I got a 3.3.
Ooh.
I got a 4, so I beat that. Not
Who
sure
got
about
the
triumph,
triumph?
though.
Okay, you got the triumph.
Yes.
So that's 4 with the triumph or before the triumph?
That's 4 with the triumph.
You're on the wrong.
Oh, that's Leo.
Ileana is apparently very distracted.
Okay, that's 4 with the triumph.
That's what I just said.
Okay. Sorry. I was seeing one thing over there, and I was seeing you were saying one thing. I was like, wait, what? I was looking at the wrong person. So, what did Illy get?
0.3.
Desert
2.1.
and Leo.
2.2.
Okay, so only Rose gets to really see. You guys do see what seems to be a vehicle down there. From what you can tell, it is a type of repulsor craft. Looks to be like a transport. Does look old. Rose, you see that one of the ladders that is meant for getting people out of what seems to be water has been modified to go all the way down. As if this was meant as a whole smuggling area. And this was their way in and out.
How wide is the
The tunnel itself, from wall to wall where y'all are standing, 30 feet.
No, not wall to wall. Well, wall to wall, but inside the area.
Ceiling to ground?
the track is. Yeah.
About 25 to 27 feet.
So it's basically 6 meters by 6 meters, which is pretty big. You could get all sorts of things in, all sorts of things through here,
Yeah.
and nobody would be the wiser.
Whoever's closest to me, which is probably Desric.
Well, if y'all stayed in the same line, Leo's in front, Desert's behind.
Yeah, I like nudge Desric with my elbow, and I like point down, and I say, you see the ladder?
Hey, Leo, can we get a little more light over here?
He's gonna cautiously hold the lantern over the edge to light up the area.
I say like, yeah, that's not just for people to get out of the water.
No, it's not.
It goes a little bit further down, and by little, I mean a lot.
Ladies first. Desric motions for Rose to try the stairs.
Oh yeah, I draw my sword and I go down the stairs.
Ladder.
Ladder, sorry.
Alright, so you go down, you make your way to the ground. Your feet sink into the vegetation a bit. But,
that's fine. My boots
Desric
can-
follows her down.
alright, so you're down on the ground. What do you do?
Have a look around. So, because there's a craft here, isn't there?
Yes, you can definitely see the hover vehicle. It's old, and you don't know how long it's been here, but it's definitely in here.
Hey,
Can I
Ileana,
check
how
if
are
there's
you
other
with
people here?
hovercraft?
Okay, two people talking.
Sorry, go ahead, Rose.
I'm gonna say if I can check if other people, if there are recently footprints here or people.
There are definitely
around.
footprints. There's no one around. Roll your survival.
Oh dear.
3 success.
Only two failure. As you take a look down, you don't know how long this workshop has been abandoned before Pith took it, but these footprints and the way the vegetation is around it, there's nothing really to disturb them. But you get the feeling these are only a month or so old.
The footprints?
Yes.
I get down, like squat down, and I have a look at the footprints and have a look around and see that there's like no others, and they're all about the same.
Oh, you see multiple
time
footprints,
distance.
but about a month to 2
Yep.
months old is they're all there. So it's obviously a crew, but how long it's been since they've been here, that's all you get. You don't even know if they're just away on business, and this is kind of like a temporary thing, or perhaps something else happened. But it seems they did leave their equipment.
Perhaps the
Their
speeder
equipment.
will have some information.
Yeah. the
Hey,
ship is
Ileana, how are you with speeders? Desric's calling up for Ileana to come join them.
I can take a look.
Come by.
She'll
And-
come down.
Desric's gonna kind of make his way over towards the speeder.
We could take a look. How about that?
Yes. Leo's gonna allow Ileana to go down the ladder first before he starts moving down.
All right, yeah, she will do so.
I want
So
to
yeah,
go look at their equipment.
she'll make her way down, start inspecting the speeder or the vehicle.
You see that. Seems to be modified a bit. It is old. The encumbrance on it is actually 10 points larger.
Oh, Desric is definitely making a skullduggery check. What goodies did they leave in this thing?
Not. Yeah.
I,
Okay, Ileana's gonna like slap his wrist.
I would advise taking things from parties unknown.
What?
Who's,
It's left abandoned.
who's
What happened to
searching
last-
it? Or up on it and looking at it?
Okay.
Desric walked up to it, and then Ileana and Leo joined him.
Yeah, he was. It looked like he was gonna start searching, and Ileana quite literally slapped his wrist.
Okay.
What?
Remember what happened the last time you started poking at things?
Yeah, it was a dark room. Now there's light, and you guys are here.
Yes, let's take a look at it first before you start poking around.
Take a look at poking around. That means the same thing.
Yes, but we are professionals.
As am I.
From the
I'm a
distance, professionals my ass.
I
Look, if
am
they've
a
done
professional. This was part of my profession.
If this is any sort of trap, how about we make sure that isn't the case before, you start looking for things.
Agreed.
Okay, for all those who are going to look it over, give a perception check.
1.2 on the perception check.
I was gonna like check equipment. Is all the equipment in there, or is it like outside?
You see nothing around it.
So there's nothing outside equipment-wise?
No, you take a walk around it. It's just the ship, or it's just that.
Ileana's perception is 1.2.
I got 1.2 too.
Wow, all three of us rolled 1.2.
Yeah,
Since I'm having
I rolled.
I'm having a look around, I'm gonna roll.
I was about to say, I only rolled a single difficulty with a setback from light. Though Leo, because he has the light,
That is bull.
What?
I got 2 advantage.
Yeah, I only rolled 2 dice, and I got a total of 3 failure. Leo can ignore one of those failures because he has the light, but I still don't think he rolled high enough.
I just got 1 success.
Damn. So you look around.
To the best of our knowledge, there are no traps.
No traps. You're not too sure where the cargo hold is on this thing just yet. But Desric, you hop in the driver's seat. Mostly because you want to check for goodies, but they're definitely not going to let you. But as you hop in the driver's seat, you instinctively look for the command cylinder. It's still in there.
Oh, you're kidding me. They left the keys in, guys.
I'm like, I'd recommend not, turning the key.
Yes, let us check out the engine first.
I wasn't gonna turn it on. And now I'm gonna go rooting through the glove compartment.
I can totally see him taking his hand away from the cylinder. Wasn't gonna.
Okay, we're gonna try and reach in and pop the hood, essentially.
Oh, you're going to look at the engine instead of the thrusters?
And Desric is now full on poking through stuff for skullduggery checks.
Well,
All right, who's doing Go ahead.
Leo isn't going to check the thrust. He doesn't want to check whether it works. He wants to check whether the engine has been rigged to blow.
Okay, so just you going up there?
I assume so.
I was gonna say, with my suspicions, I'm probably having at that too.
Okay, so both you're going with Leo.
Yeah.
What is your mechanics?
Mine is 2. 2 green.
2 green. Okay, you're not gonna offer.
Mine is 2 yellows, 2 green.
Yeah, you're not gonna offer Leo too much help. But let's say you hold the light.
I don't need it. I don't
that
need
sounds
it
good.
whatsoever. 1 triumph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 success.
Wow.
And again, I
man.
just rolled 3 failure. So you look it over. Rose comes up. You just hand her the light, and you're flying through. The engine is modified, but not to blow. The modifications seem to be more to get this thing working. You can tell this vehicle is old, and it's meant to last, is what a lot of the modifications do. Almost like it's meant to stay here until needed. And you look through, you also find that there's no security measures on this vehicle. No one has suspected it to be found, you're going to assume. It looks perfectly safe.
You said it was supposed to stay here until needed.
You assume so by the modifications, as a lot of them seem to be less built on raw power or anything else, and just more on, hey, these parts, they last. They also seem to be, rather efficient for fuel-wise, but it's not going to win any speed or any other utility contest.
Well, what I was going to ask is whether it has some sort of, I forget what the term is, but like a droid rigging, so that if you've got like another control,
like an
you could summon
astrometric
it
droid
from-
sitting in it?
No, there's an actual thing in Star Wars that allows you to summon a vehicle automatically to your
Oh, like a
location.
remote,
the
like
call
it's remote
home
control.
thing.
Oh, what? Sorry.
The call home device from Thrawn, the new Thrawn book.
I didn't realize I had a name.
Yeah.
It is not remote operated.
Okay. So it's just like, okay, this looks doable. Although I don't know if this is. It says maximum altitude of 1 meter. I'm assuming that isn't the case for this.
It does seem to seem to be fixed up to give it a little bit more clearance due to the vegetation, but it's not much. So
Well,
about 1.5.
It's more the fact that we're 200 feet off the ground.
No, it's sitting on the ground right now.
No, the tunnel
The only exit from the tunnel is a 200-foot drop.
Yeah, if it goes out the tunnel, it's going straight down. But if it stays in the tunnel, it's going to rest 1.5 meters off the tunnel surface.
Leo is standing up, looking at Rose. If he had an expression on his face, it would be utter confusion. Because he's like, how did they get this in here?
There's no like openings or anything.
Nothing large enough except the tunnel at the end. Or the
Ship.
opening at the end.
Yeah, he's his desperate carrying a ship.
Desric is like, they're asking, how did they get in here? And Desric is, ship. It goes in a ship. This is a ferry vehicle. Like this is like just obvious intuitive smuggling 101. Desric is like, yeah, this takes things from secret hidden tunnel to ship.
All right, I want to see if it does it have any cargo inside.
Desric has been trying to make that roll for like forever, and he keeps getting slapped and yelled at.
I mean, not in the cockpit, but in like crates or whatever, if there's any.
Y'all haven't found the cargo hold just yet, because y'all's reception check on that was terrible.
Oh, I want to look specifically for that.
Okay.
Leo is gonna.
And Desric is rooting through the cabin and the glove compartments.
Alright, since now you're looking for something specific, 1 difficulty.
And Ileana is checking over the speeder, but she's still pretty distracted.
3.1.
Finally, you rolled a nice one.
4.1.
Is Desric just going to one-up her all night?
Desric is pissed and wants to find some freaking loot in this vehicle that he's been trying to loot forever and keeps getting yelled at.
1.1 is all I got.
Alright, well, I get 2 success out of that, so that's fine.
Okay, so Rose, you find the main cargo hold. Desric, you poke through everything up there, and you can tell that it looks like there's some additional cargo areas that were modified into it, but they're not hidden, so you're not quite sure if they were meant to be smugglers or just something just like, hey, let's throw some spare cargo in here just for transport. Nothing up in the front
very
seat.
stealthy.
Yeah, there's nothing up in the front area that you can see. In the back, there seems to be like spare clothes, but it looks more like it's a business suit. But beyond that, it's nothing special. Rows in the back, a lot. You can tell this thing is meant to transport cargo. It's modified. It busts out some of the walling in there to push back a bit. You can definitely tell there has been crates put into it. There's not much, but on the side of it, you see jammed in there a gun.
A gun.
Oh,
A
no.
little blaster.
All right.
As soon as I find it.
Once this is happening, Leo is going
Please
to look at
Please be my
Desric.
DL44. Please be my DL44. Please be my DL44.
Desric,
Your DL44?
It's my like how when I started and you get weapons and shit. Is my original
Well,
weapon.
your original weapons are left back at the ship, and you have no idea what happened to them.
Oh, actually on the crash site. So
Yeah, that's what I meant.
regardless,
Desric.
what was the pistol?
Yeah,
like?
Leo.
But yeah, I was actually going for the fucking DL44 before you even said it.
All right, can I take it out of my deck then? Because I've already got it.
Okay, you can take it out of your deck.
feel free to try and test the speeder's engine now.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Desert's
by
gonna-
the way, after Leo's little rant, going through the thing, -1 on the speed.
Oh. I mean, I guess it's working and durable and whatnot, but oh.
Yeah, it's more meant to stay here over long periods of time and still be useful, rather than be a speedster.
Well, they weren't trying to win any speed competitions, and they certainly.
Well,
Weren't
you didn't look at the
fighting.
engine, so you don't see that.
All right. Fine. Just I'm gonna turn over the engine because Leo said turn over the engine.
All right, go and roll.
Roll
While
what?
he's rolling.
Planetary piloting.
While he's rolling,
Okay.
like I have a look at the blaster and stuff, and I pick it up and I'm like, you know what? I'm happy. And I'm like, I holster the gun.
Yep, no
What is with
modifications.
all
but...
these freaking advantage? 1 success, 4 advantage.
luckily,
I can't roll successes worth the darn.
Luckily for you, it was just an easy check. So it starts up, and it purrs to life really quickly. It's not loud, and the lights turn on. You hear a lot of shrieks up top as all the bats fly forward in the cave, away from the vehicle. But you got a nice little thing. It starts lifting up. Rose, it starts lifting up, and you lift up with it. But it lifts up slowly, so you're quite good. Where's Ileana?
All right, cool.
She was looking over the vehicle, but she wasn't really on top of it. So chances are, once it started up, she would like back up so she's not caught by the repulsor field.
Yeah, it's rising slowly. More like it's not slowly, but more steadily. The lights flood the cave. You can see everything in the cave right now. Well, with it's not very far away, but you can see.
All right. Yeah, she's taking a look around and cautiously moving to kind of mount up onto the speeder.
You quickly realize it's a 3-seater.
Brilliant.
I want to look in the rest of the crates as well. See what I find.
There are no crates. You just tell there were crates in there. It was meant to do that. A lot of scrapes.
All right. All right.
Well, at least she's running, but don't
But
quite have
without a
enough room
ship,
for-
she's useless. She's never leaving this cave.
Well, unless one of you wants to take a ride off a cliff.
Yeah, I know. I don't need to Thelma and Louise this thing.
No, but with
I
the
wanna-
much light, you can definitely see everything down the cave if you go down it. So it's your choice.
I want to inspect
Well,
the
we might as well take it up to like closer to the entrance where we came out at, like closer to the cave or the cave, the tunnel that led us
would-
to this major tunnel.
Okay. Was
I would
everybody?
also like to check to see the land speeder's computers to see whether it has a an ownership of some kind, like a what do you call it? Like an IFF reader, that sort of thing, like to see who's
Or like a registered
owns it,
owner, that kind of thing.
registry and
The
all that.
registration.
You go in, you look at it. Go ahead and roll your computers.
two success, 6 advantage.
It doesn't take you too long to do it. As you click it on, you click the right buttons, and you realize the transponder has been turned off. Permanently turned off. It has no IFF, it has no showing who owns it, and you get the feeling that this was not ever meant to be found. And in case it was, there was no way to tell who owned it.
Ah, Desert, you must feel right at home. This vehicle is apparently stolen.
Great. And we just stole it from whoever stole it.
Could
quickly.
I potentially put our names on the ownership?
Yep, but there's no way to put a transponder, no way to mess with the transponder unless you put a new one in there.
Okay, that'll be for a shopping list, then, if we're going to keep this thing.
I want to inspect the heavy pistols to see if it's been, like, if some sort of tracking is on it or something like that.
You inspect it, there's no modifications to it. It's just been maintained, cleaned, things like that.
All right, that's fine.
Well, Eliana is thinking. Well, she doesn't know what Leo was thinking as far as trying to register the vehicle and all that kind of stuff, but this could potentially be a way to get everybody over to the exit if they can get a ship to haul everyone out of here.
Except this is a 3-seater.
Yeah, true.
If it
Yeah.
people in the cargo hold, you'll be fine.
It is big enough.
Leo just needs to turn
Exactly.
himself off, and then he'll count as cargo.
Oh, you can actually shove some people into this cargo hold. They'll take up 10 space apiece, but
Okay. Could be an option. You just need a ship that's able to, go somewhere when everything's said and done. Shame we don't have the Skylark.
you do some math on this thing, it would not fit inside the Skylark.
Oh no, certainly not. But it would work as a ship to be able to haul everybody out of there.
How do we get this out of here, though?
Y'all's comm starts going off.
I answer it already. I'm like, what's up?
Have y'all made any success with the cave? Or not the cave, but the tunnel?
Well, I have at least.
Okay. What's back there? Have y'all figured it out?
A giant courier land speeder.
A courier land speeder. Ah, great.
Transport. Cargo.
Looks like the-
works.
Looks like your previous tenant were probably smugglers of some kind.
I'll have a look in to see what they did, but I've got some news whenever y'all come back. So, Head back when y'all are ready.
Are
Yeah,
you
no reason
unable
to stick around
to-
here.
Are you unable to tell us over comms?
I'd rather tell you in person. I don't know how easy it is to hack a comm system, but it's best to do this in person.
I said to the group, like, this is probably a wise idea.
Possibly, though I can encrypt our comms.
Yeah, but there's nothing left to do here anyways. Let's head back.
Got what we needed.
Wait, what did you get?
Oh, nothing. It's fine.
Okay, deception check.
I don't think it's needed. She's clearly bullshitting.
If it's coming between characters, I'm not gonna have you do conversation checks because it's between the two, all of you. So you
I
either
think, like-
believe her or you don't.
Yeah, bullshit. What'd you find?
She sighs, she shrugs, and she's like, well, at least I have a gun now, and I pull out the DL-44.
Well, at least they're
Great.
less likely to make a mess.
I say, yeah, you're right. And you know what? At least they'll be able to, get in range easier. I'll holster it back in. I say, let's move. I start walking.
Yeah, Ileana will kind of shrug a bit and follow.
Desric is very uncomfortable that Rose once again has a blaster.
That is more powerful than all
I
of
was
you
just gonna say, he's just upset that it's bigger than his.
guys.
Leo
Maybe.
is probably sat next to Desric in the land speeder, and he's going to turn and be like, "Well, at least it's not in my hands."
What, you want a blaster now?
I may need one eventually. However, I was more pointing out that I am not programmed for combat protocols. I assume that she has been programmed for combat. Therefore, I would trust her with blaster far more than I would trust myself.
Yeah, the problem is her programming, Leo, doesn't really distinguish between friend and foe.
Has she shot you yet?
Surprisingly, she's tried. She has pointed one at me anyways.
Well, until she has, I would say her identification of friend or foe, as strange as it may be, is working perfectly.
Remind me not to give you a blaster, Leo.
I will do so, unless it is absolutely necessary.
At this point, Rose comms like Desric and Leo and says, let's go. I think the doc wants something. Get your asses out of the ship.
Fine, fine, we're coming. Does anybody care if we just speed walk this part back to where we're back
I was
with
actually
Doc?
going to do that.
Yeah,
Total
There's
time y'all
nothing-
been down there is about 4 hours.
Leo is
It'd be a while.
going to make sure to take
No,
the
it was
code
3
cylinder
hours.
if Desric didn't.
Take the what?
Leo is going to take the code cylinder if Desric didn't.
Alright.
Oh, the code cylinder? Yeah, Desert pocketed that.
Okay, so as y'all make it all the way back to the dock, you come out of his room. He's not in there. Y'all leave the door open or shut it?
Well,
Shut
we
it.
did break into it. I guess the least we can do is shut his door.
No, we're shutting the secret door. Yes.
Oh, the secret door? Definitely.
You shut it, and I'm going to assume you also moved the armoire back in the way.
Yep.
Alright, it's now moved to the back of the way. And y'all make your way in to the main room. Doc is waiting on you.
Cool, I go up to the dock and I'm like, what do you want?
You,
Sorry, I
you
had a
could
cough.
start with maybe hi, hello, hi, nice to see you, Doc.
Anyways,
Hello,
What
Pete.
did you need?
I found a way to get the Wookiees and the other slaves off of Terrace.
Well, that's good news.
However, just them. They only have so much room. We may not even be able to get all of them off. And they can only make a single trip because of the blockade. Downside? Well, depending on how you see it, it's being done by the Rebel Alliance.
Oh, well, that solves one of my problems. I don't need to hack into the HoloNet anymore.
Depending on what you want to do. I also had them do a little bit of checking for me. Desric, your story does check out. I had my doubts. But you and your uncle were, at the behest of the Rebel Alliance, sabotaging slave callers.
So, I might suck at it, but I am legit.
I may not like half of it, but at least there's some comfort. This comes at a price tag. I go with you.
Wait, what? I thought you hated my guts.
Because I thought you were a slaver. You're not. And you're actually doing more good than I've been doing. I want to help.
Question.
Yes.
If you looked into the background of Desric, did you also look into the background of our other two humans?
There wasn't much information that the Rebel Alliance had at the time, but they did know of the Milans, Desric, and Warwick. Should I?
I don't know. Information is power.
Yes, but on an Imperial planet, I want as little to do with the Rebel Alliance as possible. Once we get off, I would very highly consider helping them out if they're helping others.
Where are we supposed to take the Wookiees once we free them?
They said if we can find a spot, it would help, but they don't have very many operatives down here. They actually don't know if they have any operatives down here. They're going to check around, see if they have. Most of their stuff works in cells, and only certain people have access to info between certain cells. This way they don't, have their information stolen by the Empire.
Well, we've got a landing pad if they've got a ship.
Landing pad? Is that what's at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, didn't they tell you? Smugglers. Landing pad.
To be
So-
fair, we
Interesting.
didn't tell him.
And I mean, it's a pretty big tunnel. I'm pretty sure the Wookiees could hide there, at least temporarily, although food might be an issue. How do you think Wookiees feel about eating bats?
Oh, dear God.
I don't know.
Wookiees,
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I know most of the
Wookiees-
slaves are generally fed the little as possible. Give them enough energy to do their work, but not enough to run.
I'm sure we can find a way to stockpile some food down there, if that's where they're going to go.
How are we gonna get it in there? It would raise suspicion if y'all keep bringing in cargo into my clinic that's not medical in nature.
if we have enough rope, we can lift it from the ground upwards into the tunnel.
Rope?
Well,
How
it's
high
a
up?
pretty big drop.
Where does it come out at?
outside the wall, kind of on the west side of town.
Not specific? Wait,
Well,
Not exactly
In the
sure where.
west.
we didn't really have a map, and it's underground a lot.
Certainly didn't want to check with the satellites. Last thing we want is to send out a signal and give away our position.
Underground. It's just... It's... Is it part of the ruins, or does it go under the planet? When it comes up out the wall, it says a drop, it has to go through the ruins.
It would seem that it is in a sort of ruined waterway of a kind.
His eyes widen. I know where you're talking about. Recently, one of the transports that flew over saw what seemed to be something blowing in the wind and just rip off, and there was a hole just on the wall. It looked like an old waterway of some sort, broken off. That could be where it is. But if it's now in plain sight, someone could go in and find it. We'd have to go very quickly. I'd suggest
Well,
a few
we
days
were
at the
planning
most.
to free the Wookiees like today, but we kind of got sidetracked with the whole secret tunnel thing.
There's far more preparation to be done than freeing them today.
Well, yeah, we had to go
Agreed.
get the one in Lost Village.
Yes, and there's background work to be done around the freedom. Assuming we will need to set up some sort of distraction, locating the slavers' workforce, seeing whether we can take them out of the equation.
I thought that was what the weapons were for.
Well, assuming that the weapons are for defense. Do you really want to put the Wookiees up against an armed workforce?
Well, I thought we were going to pop their slave collars, arm them, and... Oh, well, this is probably a better plan. Probably less dead people this way.
Agreed. But we still have to see if these rebels can... If we can't find a way for them to get off-world, then Peter's right. We'd just be putting them in a far worse position. I don't like admitting that, but it's true enough.
If we can get most of them off planet, if there's not too many left, we can send them to the Lost Village and have them lay low until the blockade disappears, and then get them off that way. The Lost Village can take a few, but not the entire slave force here in his hands.
Well, and he's got some other aliens and human slaves, too. I mean, at least if all the Wookiees
of
get...
them. And the Lost Village could easily hold 6-7 Wookiees that he has, but not the entire slave force that he has.
Right. I'm saying let's get the most conspicuous ones off. Let's get the Wookiees off planet, maybe some of the more conspicuous aliens off planet. The others can blend into the Lost City pretty easily, right? No one's going to notice.
The Lost City has special hidey holes they can hide a few slaves in, but any slave that's freed is pretty much going to be known.
How do they track them?
The callers track them, but they still have records as they come in, visual records. Much like a criminal mugshot.
Can
I
we
can
do
handle the
something
computer
about those
systems.
records?
Wait, one of y'all at a time.
Leona?
Can we do something about those records?
If you're good at slicing.
Absolutely. Just throw him a pen away. Yes, I can handle the computer systems.
Okay. That would fool everyone except for the slave owner, who his meticulous logistics upkeep is quite high. Even his brain works that way. He'll know them on sight, but no one else would. I guess that works. But how are we
Does
going
he
to get...
need his eyes?
What are you suggesting?
Well, you said that he would recognize them on sight. That would solve that issue.
That's
I don't want to harm anyone doing this. If need be, I can understand self-defense, but what you're suggesting... No.
That might be a more wiser choice to just kill the slave owner.
I'm not helping if you're planning murder.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Rose, just chill.
Then
We'll
that is
find
an
a
issue that we're going to have to come across at some point.
The chances of him leaving the sunken tower, it's pretty low, and if he would, he'd go straight to Lost Village. If we can sneak some food into this tunnel, as you say, for a while, they can lay low there, and once Kieran is, satisfied they're not in Lost Village or anywhere near town, and he goes somewhere else to look for him, then we can send him over there. That should work, but we'd have to sneak him at night. Speaking of which, how do you plan to get him over to my clinic without raising any alarm? Or anybody seeing them?
Ah, yes, the distraction. If they are looking in one direction, they aren't looking in the other.
Makes sense. What's the distraction and what time of day is this going to be? And when is this going to be?
Assuming that we free them at night, we can set a distraction on one or more portions of the sunken tower, and we bring them in the one direction that nobody's looking. A fire, perhaps. Controlled, of course. I don't want the entire settlement to go up in flames.
We'd have to be careful that no one gets hurt.
It would have to be a large fire to be that much of a distraction.
Say the ranch owner or the slave owner's property.
He'll be in it asleep. And
What
we want to
about
draw
the-
we want to draw attention away from the property. Otherwise they're gonna notice the slaves leaving.
Well, it would make a convenient way to destroy the slave records.
What about the location, the uninhabited buildings that they've been salvaging? Nobody lives there?
There is the
Yeah, but no
north-
one's gonna care if they burn.
Actually, if they burn, there's a very good chance they could go to settlements. Plus, the northeastern side, the only person who has anything of value there is the weapon owner. He doesn't live on that side, but his shop is there. As much as I
Weapon owner?
detest weapons, though, they are used for self-defense. You could set fire in that facility large enough. No one would come to any harm, but it would definitely draw the attention of the majority of the city to put out the fire.
Weapons facility.
That's
Possibly.
It'll be heavily locked and secured. Not to mention, the Doros is not exactly legit. His friends is what owned this clinic before I took it.
Ah, arms dealers. That explains the lack of subtlety.
One of his friends died. That's why I was able to buy it. But the Doros
How did
never
he die?
exactly liked me ever since then.
How did his friend die?
It was off-world.
Ah, then irrelevant.
It was not too long ago. I don't really fully know.
Yeah, you probably cut off access to one of his hidden ports to bring in his less, shall we say, legal goods.
I'm not surprised. Granted, I'm pretty sure he may have another way through. I mean, how else? There was never any cargo transferred from this facility to his area, so I'm assuming there's multiple ways through. I don't know if you want to look into it.
Yeah, arms
That-
dealers will have more than one route.
That if the route is connected to the tunnel that we were just in, that would give us access to his warehouse.
Well,
That
if we're
is
gonna
true.
go cave exploring again, we need more lights and food and
All I
climbing
had
gear.
was that light. There is a general store not too far from here.
Well, we've got a little bit of credits from Leo's work. Maybe we go pay them a visit.
We also have
Now who wants to go shopping?
He is a good friend of mine.
See,
Rio.
Doc's on board.
He's a Twilight.
Oh, maybe one of the girls should go.
Yes, let's go, Desric. Come on.
Well, I'm just thinking, maybe with the whole footage and the Imperial thing, maybe I shouldn't be showing my face around.
The doctor can vouch for you now. He has confirmed your identity.
Well, it would be best if he kept a low profile around here. I just got a news report saying that the Imperial blockade of New Talon is lifted, and Desric is still missing. They assumed that whoever shot at him has him.
All right. Well, I'll go. See what we can find.
I would also be careful. Kieran is an ex-Imperial, and if he sees Desric again, he may very well suspect that you are Desric Milan. Desric, I don't suggest you leave. Or if you do, under the cover of night.
Yeah, fair point. Well, caves are underground. That's not, going out. So
Yeah,
cave
you
explore.
can do the cave exploring while they do all the rest of the work. This way you're not entirely useless.
Hey, I thought we were friends, Doc.
Desric,
I was just saying you could do something in here instead of just holding up.
Desric,
Yes.
wear gloves.
Thanks, Ileana. You wouldn't happen to have a pair of gloves, would you?
I've got plenty of gloves around here for sanitation purposes.
Thanks, Doc. Not what she meant.
I'll see if I can find some for you.
What are we going to do about...
So
Um,
Desric is now begrudgingly going to hand over the credits to Ileana since they're going shopping without him.
It's funny how we started it off with keep the girls out of sight, and now it's the other way around.
You're welcome.
Love it.
I will stay.
By the
with
way, I
Desric.
want to double check the credit count because my inventory says 112, or sorry, 1200, and I thought it was more than that.
Did you not take in the fact that you took what Leo had?
Yeah, I took what Leo had, and then I paid the doc, and I don't remember where we left off.
modified.
There
some
were
of the
400
weapons.
for the removal of the inferior from your two CDEF.
Right, which had left us down with 200. Oh, and then it was 1500. Nope, that's right. That's right count then. So yeah, it's 1200 credits because it was down to 200. I had 600 before we fixed the blasters. We fixed both blasters, which took us down to 200 credits. It was 1500 credits for what Leo earned, and then 500 of those credits went to pay Doc.
Also, I do have some advanced circuitry that you could sell to make some extra credits.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't sell them because I can't go with you.
Would you trust Miss Eliana to sell them?
Yeah, but she'll probably not get as good a deal, but can't be
She
helped.
has skills in mechanics. She could sell them based on her knowledge of what they are.
Yeah, but she doesn't have negotiation or special skills to make things cost more, which I do.
So how'd
Cost
you phrase
more?
that in character?
Yeah, I've got part of my trade skill tree is oh, I haven't actually picked it up yet. Never mind. I was going to pick up Wheel and Deal, which makes things.
Well, the
I think-
negotiations check will increase the value of what you're selling and decrease the value of what
Wheel
you're
and Deal
buying.
is a passive skill set that increases the value of everything, all legitimate goods I sell by 10%
Nice.
for every rank I have in it.
That would only increase it to 90 by 90 credits there.
True, but that's. I think it
Yes,
would be.
and I
worth-
get to get multiple ranks of that.
What
Well,
I'm
yeah,
saying-
but right now.
What I'm saying is the 900 is the base cost of what it could be, but whether you're going to get that or not is based on who you sell it to, and then you have a negotiations check. After that negotiations check is done, then the price comes up, then you add the 10% to it. That's what I'm thinking. If that does not sound fair, then we'll do something else.
No, that's probably how it works.
Okay.
So even then, at maximum, it's going to be 90 credits.
You don't
And
have that.
you're not going to
skill.
get that. So
No, I built the character to be the negotiation person, and he's getting locked at home by the GM. So yeah, thanks GM.
It's not the GM's
you could
fault.
You can
potentially-
completely disregard what Spith just said.
You could potentially negotiate up via comms.
Nah, it's fine.
Encrypt them for you.
Desrick's handing over the credits.
Excellent.
Leo is going to give them the secretary regardless. I'm gonna-
So show Ileana 1,200 credits in your inventory.
I'm going to also,
Make sure you remove them from yours.
yeah, I'm also going
Just
to
did.
stay with Desrick to help him in the tunnels.
Okay, it is past 10. This is the time that Overkill wanted to quit. I'll let you guys figure out how you want to wrap it. If Desrick wants to wrap it.
Yeah, I need to get some sleep, unfortunately.
It's all Tuff's fault.
Shut up. As an Aussie and you guys are Americans, shut up.
Excuse
Alright.
me?
Time zone, not time zone, daylight saving bullshit.
And I'm sorry, but I'm Canadian.
Oh shit.
There's only
Okay.
2 Americans in this group.
Tough.
Well,
do you need
North
a
Americans, there's 3, but still.
I'm on the other side of the world, so
There's only
That's
2 from the
bad.
States.
I now feel bad. I'm gonna go sit in my corner.
It's all good.
And
Tuff.
they call us insensitive.
Good reason.
Shh, we're overlooking that right now.
Anyway,
Okay.
let's wrap this up before we get sidetracked.
Yeah, I think because it's still daytime, isn't it?
Yes. Late in the
Yeah,
day. Well, not late in the day, but it is afternoon now.
I think we like end with Ileana going out and then Rose kind of following her.
Wait, before that,
Actually, I think it should be
Given
noon
what-
exactly.
given what Dark said, Leo is going to take some time to encrypt everybody's comms.
A wise plan.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
Alright, so Leo's going to encrypt the comms. Desrick's sulking. And the girls are now giddy over shopping money.
I'm going to flip one of the destiny points. Tell us.
Ooh. First destiny point of the stream right at the freaking end.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I just didn't feel like we had a lot of. This happens every time we roll a lot of destiny points. Like,
There's not too many rolls that happen in here.
yeah, there wasn't like any really important rolls that felt like they were worth using for.
Okay, because I'm encrypting the comms, I increase the difficulty per rank.
Your success increases the difficulty that you make.
No.
Does it not?
Character adds difficulty dice equal to his rank of defensive slicing to his opponent's checks.
Oh, so yeah, that
That's straight up.
means when they start hacking you.
Yeah.
For success with an advantage.
When they start trying to slice him, or if they start
Trying to slice
looking
anything
for
that
him.
he's encrypting, but
Okay, gotcha.
I wasn't quite sure how to do it. I was thinking of using whatever he rolls as what the opponent has to beat, kind of thing. That's kind of what I assumed it would be.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I don't know how the encrypting fully works. So either you guys explain to me, or we can come up with something.
They would need to slice into my comms to figure out who we are here.
Yeah, that part I know, but when they start slicing, do I use what you just rolled plus any abilities, talents you have?
Yes.
Or
Yeah. You would use my roll here, but then you would also upgrade the difficulty. So, for instance, with this roll, it would probably be 4 purple, well, 3 purples and one red.
why 3 purple? You rolled 4 success.
Because well, yeah, but one of them becomes a red.
Oh, okay. So
Because of
4
the upgrade.
purple and a red. So yeah, write that down for me,
Wow,
if you
that's a
would.
tough roll.
Yeah. That's the hardest roll you
Right.
can legitimately roll against. Well, in terms of number of dice. Technically, the hardest roll
I'm gonna note
is
it down.
5
I'm
red.
gonna note it down in the notebook.
Okay. Well, the good news is your -1 to strain didn't matter. Who is damaged? Is it just Desert?
I think it's just us, right?
Yep, just me.
He's got a hole in his hand.
Eliana still has 3 wound and 3 strain.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were still wounded from last time. You're, I completely forgot you were wounded, but with the bandages and all that, you didn't get any time to sleep or anything. However, the Bacta and the slabs and stuff he's put on you has been healing you over time. You have no wounds. You do have the strain, but no wounds.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Yay!
All right. Anything else needs to be done at the end of this?
No.
Oh, just to remind the ladies when they're shopping, they need to get a new transponder if they can.
Oh, for the speeder?
For the speeder, yeah. If they
Gotcha.
can. It's not like an absolute requirement right now. But if there's one cheap, I would advise you get it.
Good deal.
All right. So I guess you guys write that down as a reminder for yourselves. Anything else?
I can't
that's it.
think of anything.
I need to go get some sleep, guys. But
Okay.
thanks for playing.
No worries. Have a good sleep.
Thanks for coming, Desert. Or Overkill. Go to bed.
See you guys.
Take care, man.
Take care.
Laters.
All right, for everyone
Oh.
who joined the stream, thank you very much for joining. Sorry it came late. Daylight savings time for America screwed people over. Namely tough. Not his fault. But we jumped forward an hour, meaning the stream actually started an hour earlier. He kind of mixed that up. Something,
What?
yeah, America needs to get rid of that. It's kind of pointless now. Some states have, believe it or not.
Even then, tough, wasn't it like 6 a.m. for you if we had started?
It would have been a 6 a.m. start, yeah.
Yeah, but he was thinking at 8 a.m.
Well, if it goes
Well, yeah,
forward,
but
then I have to move forward with that. So
No, yeah, the time
That's
moved
what I
forward,
thought.
so technically we're starting earlier. If we fall back, then it would be starting later.
yeah,
It's weird.
Oh
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think it was just meant for farmers or some shit like that. It was maybe it was useful back then, but it's kind of pointless now. Anyway,
Overkill. Sorry, yeah. Close up the stream and then Overkill asked a very important question.
okay. Hopefully next week will be another good time. I am trying to move. I mean, I still don't even know if I got the position at work. They haven't said anything of yay or nay. Go figure. But thank you guys very much for joining the stream. If you got any suggestions or ideas, or just, hey, want to shoot the shit, so, put something down in the comments section after the video is fully up, because then it'll stay. I'm going to try to keep Restream chat open, so hopefully you guys can still talk to me if you have any questions. But until then, I will see you guys next week.